We are in the city of bridges, Saskatoon. There are 7 bridges that cross the South Saskatchewan River. They are a model of consistency. 7 straight trips to the Brier. However, this season, things have changed for Ontario. Glenn Howard lost one friend, but brought back another. A change at third sees Wayne Maddaw reuniting with Howard. So will this help Ontario get over the hump? Newfoundland and Labrador are also in a similar situation. This is Brad Gushue's 6th straight Brier. But a major shakeup on the rocks saw the 2006 gold medalist lose a longtime friend. Can New Blood boost their chances at a playoff spot? New looks for 2 old hats. Draw 4 from Saskatoon is next. It's a gorgeous, mild winter's day here in Saskatoon. Temperature right around freezing. It's supposed to stay this way right through the week until the weekend when the temperature is supposed to spike to +6, maybe +7. Now, Sunday is always the first of the 3 draw days, and it was Rob Fowler, his team from Manitoba. We watched them in the first draw yesterday lose to Quebec. He was struggling. He admits he was nervous in the first 5 ends, but last night somehow he found that draw weight, and here against Newfoundland Labrador, he finds it, doesn't he? As he draws for the win over Gushue. That hands Gushue now a 2nd straight loss. Nova Scotia, can you believe it? 3 straight wins for the rookie, Jamie Murphy. That game featured 4 blank ends. Northern Ontario in an extra over PEI, and Alberta stole 5 points to beat New Brunswick. So there it is. The Blue Nosers have their noses on top of the table. 3 straight wins, and then if you're looking for disappointments early, you'd have to point at Newfoundland, Labrador, and BC. As on this Sunday afternoon, we welcome you back to Saskatoon and our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. Linda Russ alongside. Is this a must-win game for Brad Gushue? I just may be, because we always talk about the record at the end of the week. What would get you into the playoffs? 7-4. He's already lost 2, and he really hasn't played anyone big, with respect. And he plays a big one right now.
A very big one. If you talk about Glenn Howard and this Ontario team, well, it's one of the most consistent teams, definitely one of the most consistent players in Brier history. Record-setting performance by Glenn Howard. 5 of the last 6 finals he's made. Then you talk about how they played against each other. Brad Gushue against this Ontario skip. Well, it's been Glenn Howard every time. Dominating performance. Only 1 close game in 5 round-robin games. 2 playoff victories for Howard. The final piece of the puzzle, well, Howard maybe not that happy with his first game. Yes, they won against New Brunswick, but they want to play a little better. So look out, Brad Gushue.
All right, 06 gold medal, a wonderful but distant memory, much different team. What does he have to do?
He has to simplify it, Vic. No question about it. You've got a rookie front end here that's struggling a little bit. Ryan Fry's moved up a spot. Too many tough shots for Mr. Gushue, and especially against this front end of Ontario. He has to simplify or he's going to be in trouble.
Well, you both always talk about budgeting your wins and losses throughout the week. A 3rd loss for Gushue and Newfoundland Labrador, and they may be already overdrawn.
I am just as happy coming here in my 14th time that I am in my first, and I think that's the beauty of this game. I just love to compete, I love to win, and I love to play in the Brier.
Brent, Craig, and Glenn have been together forever. They're all highly skilled, they get along very well, and I can guarantee in any situation they get in, they know what the other person's going to react like, and that's why they are so good and they're so consistent. And we want to get to that level and get to that consistency.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Sponge Towels, paper towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
We saw the concourse busy. Good crowds, of course, here in Saskatoon. All the games on the ice. bound to be lots of noise with Saskatchewan and Scott Manners going after a second straight win. Must win too, I think, for Jim Cotter out of Kelowna and Vernon. And Northern Ontario, can they make it 3 wins in a row as they play Jamie Cooey from Yellowknife? Alberta looked so good. Robert Desjardins, when he knocked off Manitoba. Can he play giant killer again against Alberta, the 2010 champion? And our featured game is on Sheet D. So it is Newfoundland, Labrador against Ontario. Try the time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Hi, I'm Brad Gushue from Team Newfoundland Labrador. Our lead is Jeff Walker. Our second is Adam Casey. Our third is Ryan Fry. And we play out of the Valley Haley Golf and Curling Club in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howard, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is Craig Saville. Our second is Brent Lang. Our third is Wayne Madaw. And we curl out of the Coldwater and District Curling Club.
One early edge to Newfoundland and Labrador. Brad Gushue has won the draw to the button. He'll have the last rock. He'll have the hammer playing the red stones. And so getting us underway, playing yellow, the Ontario lead, Craig Saville.
Looks like.
I think the challenge continues when you talk about team versus team. You already mentioned, Russ, it's a new front end for Brad Gushue. Well, a very established front end for Ontario, and that battle between the two sets, the front end duos, will be interesting.
Yeah, we talked in the opening about keeping it a wee bit more simple. It just makes sense. It's a new front end, and sometimes you have to prove yourself to yourself. You have to, somehow come up with that confidence. It's very tough for an inexperienced front end. Yes, they've been great junior players, but this is a whole different situation, and they need to play really solid, win a game, and I think they're going to play well the rest of the week. But 0-2, this may be the wrong team to be playing against.
Well, you saw Jeff Walker having won a Canadian and World Junior Championship. That was with Charlie Thomas out of Alberta. Jeff originally from Beaver Lodge.
Nice start for Newfoundland and Labrador. The fact that they earned the hammer in this first end, and then you get the Ontario rock dropping much shorter, I'm sure, than Glenn Howard wanted. So a nice come around there to get things going for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa. 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 Lots of weight, sir. Whoa. Whoa.
So what do you think the game plan will be? Linda thinks she knows. Brought to you by World Financial Group. Your dreams, our strategies.
If I was Ontario, I would really push when I had the hammer, be aggressive, and that front end I talked about, well, win the stone position with that great front end. They often get the good angles, the freezes in place. So rely on them and try and make those things happen.
Really hard. Okay. Shot.
And Russ and I agree, more conservative to start for Brad Gushue. Get the team into the game before you push them with the demanding shots. And if you're not having the hammer, bail out sooner. Play the run back. Peel things off. Open it up and give yourself a chance to limit scoring. Unlike these ends that Russ talked about, twice giving up 3 and almost a 5 so far in this Brier.
Nice shot, Craig. Good boy.
Okay.
So there is the one long off-center guard that could be used. So far it's been a wide open hits. Another new member, of course, for this rebuilt team of Brad Gushue. That's Adam Casey.
Now, we talked about what we think they should do. Russ, you know the coach very well. How do you think he approached their start?
Well, I know Toby's brilliant. He just knows what to say all the time, and he would try to keep them positive and say to the front end, he'd pick out the good shots they made. Like, for instance, Adam Casey's 87% on his hits, except for that one. he they're not out of this thing. They've lost 2 games on the last shot. If they were just that 1 inch better in both games, we're not talking about they're 2-0. And Glenn Howard, for instance, Glenn won his game by 1 shot. So these roles could be totally reversed in this game this afternoon. So, yeah, I think he'll just say the right things. But The hard part for the young players, as you would know, is are they going to believe that?
Somehow you have to get it inside you. The words are nice, but you have to go out there and execute those shots that you've been having difficulties with, and we already saw the one miss in this end.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Saville and Nadal with the brush to just drag it to the 12.
Come out the other side. What?
We mentioned that Jeff Walker, the lead for Newfoundland Labrador, comes from Alberta. Adam Casey throwing the second stones is from PEI, and also a Canadian junior champion. We watched him a couple of years ago with winning with Brett Gallant. And Gallant has really made a nice transition in Prince Edward Island. He made it to the final of the PEI men's play this year before losing to Mike Goody.
Sorry, Brett won a Bonspiel this year against a really good field, McEwen, a whole bunch of good teams in Quebec, and you'll see this Gallant team here sooner than later.
Touching them all. It's not a great start for him.
And just under the breath, you could hear Wayne Middaugh say, not a great start for him. And him, of course, is Adam Casey.
I think it's not super fast.
And the thing about the Howard team, if they feel they have draw weight, and Glenn Howard really picks up the ice and stones quickly, let's face it, you've been to this many Briers, you've seen these conditions over and over. You're probably the one that's going to pick it up the fastest. This is when they're going to put the pedal right down and try and push it and make Brad's team really execute the shots. Drawing to sit 3.
Line's really good. Line's good.
Wayne Middaugh, the hot shot winner before the competition began.
Good boy.
Nice shooting, guys.
Good boy. I like it.
Go around it.
Wayne Middaugh has the mojo back. He kind of floundered around for a couple of years, played in a lot of spiels, played well, but just didn't have the team to get out of Ontario to beat Glenn's team, to be honest. And I think he lost a wee bit of interest for a little while, Vic. And I'll tell you, the phone call came, and he's been better and better. Started a little bit slow, trying to learn how to sweep, but he is ready for this thing.
So here's the change that you were referring to. Ryan Fry moving up from the second position with Mark Nichols' retirement pulling away from the game, and it'll roll over and just spin a little too far. Looks like Yellow Ontario may still be shot at the back of the 12.
That's a very nice shot, though. Brad Gushue's trying to open up the house, ensure that he's got a really good way to score at least the single, maybe get a chance to set up a deuce.
I'm wrong. It's,
whatever weight you want.
I believe it is the Newfoundland Labrador stone.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Close. Whoa, no, whoa.
This would be a bad 3.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. Good shot. That would have been a bad jam. Yeah.
You can hear Saville Lang. This could be a bad 3. If Wayne was a little bit wider than he already was, both those rocks could have stayed around, and it would have been a hit on this rock that Brad's standing beside to sit 3.
You throw, I think you can throw 70.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chance to use the guard. It is long, and we saw the fact that there was a buried stone, and already somebody had come in and taken it out by curling past that guard and tapping it. So it's not the best position guard, but you'll use what you can.
5th Brier for Ryan Fry, the native of Winnipeg. Played 1 along with Jeff Stoughton. That was back in 2007, and now has been with Brad Gushue for 4 years as he draws the top edge. It's interesting, Newfoundland Labrador has only won a single Brier. That was Jack McDuff, 1976, and the man that threw 3rd for him that year was Toby McDonald. And Brian Mudryk, he is the coach this week.
Yeah, Toby McDonald, Vic, is the 5th for this team. He's 60 years of age. Of course, he was on that team that won that province's only title back in 1976. I asked Toby, I said, at 60 years of age, do you plan on playing at all this week? He said, no, absolutely not. He does still compete about 3 times a week. And, of course, he was that coach when they won Olympic gold as well. So he knows Brad Gushue very well. Now, Brad calls him the X factor. He really makes him settle down when it comes to this team. And as for Toby, I said, what about the start, 0-2? He said, this is what happened. We lost on the last 2 shots of these games, and he said, we got to win 7 or 8. Now we just have to find those wins, and we got to do it now.
Yep. right over. Okay.
Glenn Howard is first. Now, the other gentleman that you saw sitting beside Toby McDonald, that's Baz Kavanaugh on the right. He's an associate professor. He's the sports psychologist, Linda.
Probably the best bet.
So
That's
two great people to try and guide this team through their early struggles. You have a great mind in Toby as far as the game goes, and then someone that can help you with the mental side of the game.
And you might get an easier draw than what it could be. If you roll here and he noses it, we're still probably drawing, right?
Okay.
What are you throwing, peel?
Yeah.
I would think this is a situation, Russ, that as a skip, I know these. This is what you live for. This is what you want to throw, but you don't want to be put in this position time after time after time, as he is facing right now.
Yeah, exactly. And you heard the comment, and I played with Brad. You heard him come down and say Ryan wants to play this double. Well, that's not Brad's style, and Brad. That's one of the things Toby talked about when I played with him was, Brad's. You're here, Russ, to skip. We need your expertise, but Brad's the guy that's got to make that last shot, and he has to be comfortable. And I'm a little surprised Brad's gone with this shot. He's going to try to make the thick double, hit it really thick with a lot of weight, bounce it across, hope for Glenn Howard to roll out and maybe get the blank.
And he will push it out the side.
Now,
Ryan's,
Ryan's logic was if you roll to the position where the last stone was, that is behind the guard, and Glenn noses it, as he could because of all the curl past that guard, you're facing a more difficult last shot. But when we come back to it, it is the job of Ryan in this case to present the option and the why. Never just say, this is what I think we should do. Say the why. It was presented. Brad could have shaken it off.
Right, yeah.
Ontario and Glenn Howard, final stone for them. Newfoundland Labrador do have last rock. Looking to hit stick here, maybe.
Right off.
Force here in this opening end. And he will sit right there.
Good job.
Yep.
9-5. 9, so
9-5.
Straight. Good in, guys. Really good in.
That's my man.
that's what I told him was he threw. I need more. Yeah. Throw a 9.95. Okay, so pretty well the same as this morning then. Yeah. Okay.
Piece of the white. Drawing against a couple here in this opening end on a Sunday afternoon in a building that is alive because Saskatchewan's on the ice.
Yeah, that's there. Tee on its own. Now we're okay. Line's good.
Taking the path they played earlier.
Walker, Casey.
Good job, Brad.
Brad Gushue draws the 4-foot for a single here in this opening end. Looking to win his first here at the Tim Hortons Brier. Welcome back to Saskatoon Credit Union Center. We are going to quickly go over to Sheet C. It's Quebec against Alberta. Quebec and Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi won his opening game yesterday against Manitoba. Alberta, Kevin Cooey, the champion of a couple of years ago, world champion, has won his first two, and this is his final stone here in the first.
Yep. Yes.
Quebec did draw into the back of the 8-foot to sit 1-2.
Carter, decent. The Pat Simmons calling line. And he'll catch the top of the edge of the 4-foot for the single. And it's a 1-0 lead, Alberta. Told you about this building being alive because of the fact that Saskatchewan is on the ice. If you're just joining us, Scott Manners from Battleford, this all-rookie team. And I apologize, we're going to go to Bravo first, and let's take a look. Sheet B, Northwest Territories. As they play Northern Ontario, Jamie Cooey lost his first, but right there he'll pick up a 2, and he'll have the early lead against Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs. Jacobs has won 2 in a row. And Saskatchewan, we're bound to hear lots of cheering today if this continues. Saskatchewan and Scott Manders from Battleford pick up a single against BC with a wonderful draw. Jim Cotter has lost his first two, and just like Brad Gushue from Newfoundland Labrador, really desperate to pick up a win and get it straightened out. Here on just the second day of the Tim Hortons Brier from the Credit Union Center here in Saskatoon. Newfoundland Labrador get one. So here in the second, it's Ontario that has the last rock, playing the Yellowstone.
Line's good, line's good, line's good.
Wolf 10, guys, Wolf 10. Just up.
No, line's good.
Line's good. Freeze it up.
Right to it, Jeffy. Go, go, go.
First term was played in. There it is, top four. Corner guard by Ontario. Center guard, come around. And that's the series now in the middle. Now that guard, the yellow one, is a little long, and that means actually the path in is a little tougher. And that's the second time that Craig Saville for Ontario has thrown it a bit too close to the hog line and not tight enough to the rings, really. Struggling a little bit with that draw weight.
Could be a slow rock. I know Team Ontario usually shifts the different rocks down to the poor, lowly lead. And yeah, you're right, Linda. Twice barely getting it over the hog line.
Yeah, back line.
Brent Lang.
Weight's good.
Yep, weight's good. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. It's all there, all there. Okay.
Whoa.
Gotta go the back one. Back red one. Back red one. Hard. Back red one. Go.
Atta boy.
Great shot.
Very nice to push it just back edge and sit two.
Make sure
I know the Team Ontario's only played one game, Vic, but Brent Lang was 90%, and you look over at Adam Casey, only at 80% out of 2 games. Adam missed both his shots in the first end, and he's going to have to step up the plate here.
Little bit. Oh, close. No.
And we saw that Adam was and did struggle in that opening end.
Whoa, it's pretty good now.
Yep. Hard in the roll, Jeffy. Hard in the roll. Hard.
Good try.
Does roll in to sit for Shotstone.
Touch heavy.
That's pretty good. Good try.
Nice raise opportunity there eventually for Gushue if he has to. The double raise, red.
Big roll. Let's try and roll. Right over to his yellow or red.
Hack will never roll that far. Okay, hack.
Roll somewhere.
Trying to roll out of that position. Playing the softer weight. Intern hit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Good hack.
Solid hack.
Off early.
Yep.
Close.
Whoa.
Close.
Yep. Weight's good. Yep. Hard.
Now Saville
Yep. Whoa.
and Madog backing off. Can they get it just across the nose a little bit?
Gotta go. You gotta go.
Sit.
Oh, and did it pop out the other side?
It came really down.
Oh, it's no weight, yeah.
But he threw it harder than that.
Did he?
So that.
We'll keep an eye on the ice. We've already mentioned we'll watch the stones, but also we are on the end next to the stands, and sometimes we do see the impact of the heat coming down onto the ice, and they're already talking that it's not as fast as they expected.
Yep.
And here comes your shot, Russ.
Hard. Whoa. Hard.
Oh, terrific. And upweight ability. Brian Fry.
Textbook, absolutely perfect, and just enough to get that second yellow. Changes the end in a hurry.
It also shows you the great management of Brad Gushue. He played the first end more open. We liked that. He's getting some mistakes from his second, so he waits for Ryan Fry to step up to make the more demanding shot, the run back, and he makes it perfectly. So well managed by Gushue. And there you go.
All right.
Right back at you.
Yeah, right back at you.
We certainly know this is something that Wayne Madaw brings to this team. Very accurate up weight.
A little tighter here.
Yeah,
Played with Wayne for 4 or 5
wait,
years.
I think
As good as you can do, isn't it?
That's his favorite spot, right down that center line. He's just like a laser down that center.
was one of those, now you see them, now you don't.
Yeah, looks pretty good, though.
House is empty and
Top
lots
8.
of room now for Glenn
Just
to
top 8.
maneuver.
Yep. Hard, guys.
Wait, good, top 8.
Whoa. Looks punny. Whoa. No. Leave it high. Okay.
It's all right.
Square right.
Freeze. Throws. This looked like same as kind of same as the path through in the first.
Try and corner freeze it.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't take less though.
Yeah, because I got to be on the corner of it, right?
Yeah, take
same as
same.
the first end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a hard shot because the rock is a little in front of the tee line, but as I mentioned, the house is pretty open, and it's nice for Glenn to have that room to work with. Trying the angle freeze.
Around it or something?
No.
It's heavy. You around it?
No, it's too late.
Sit on the corner.
Okay.
Well, earlier you were talking about Wayne Middaugh in his comfort zone right now, Russ. He is in his curling life right now exactly where he wants to be.
I don't think it was, simply because my attitude coming in was, you know what, I'm a team player, and whatever it takes to win at that position, whatever you have to sacrifice, whatever you have to do to be the best you can be at that position. I was lucky enough to be able to learn from when I did it playing second. I played second for 5 years of my life for Russ and Glenn. You know, the easiest thing to do it is because I have a tremendous amount of respect for both them and for Glenn now, right? It makes it a lot easier to go into that position, to be able to say, you know what, I want to play as good as I can for this guy. And you know what, I did back then, and that was kind of fun and a learning experience. But now it's simply be the best you can for the three guys you're playing with, and try and win games.
Just board.
And somebody that believes in the psychology of the game, Linda, what do you think of that?
Well, it's terrific. It takes 4 players to work hard together. This is not an easy game. It's a long season, and you have to believe in each other, respect each other in order to win.
You have to hand it to Wayne, too, Vic. In 1998, they were the best team in the world with Graham McCarroll and Tetley Perreault. They were unbelievable, and you could argue for a 3 or 4 year stretch that Wayne might have been the best shot maker in the entire world. And you fast forward, and he's prepared to park the ego, drop to the vice position, and do some manual labor and help Glenn out, and he's done a great job.
It's got to be open, that's all.
Really not worth it. No. The roll's pretty good.
He said to
hit the back of it, yeah. Board.
Said to me, this is his best opportunity right now for him at the age of 44.
Probably there, but it's probably
Every time he steps on the ice with Glenn Howard and Lang and Saville, Linda, he says, I've got an opportunity to win. He doesn't want to go through the rebuilding process at this point in his career.
Now, it's very difficult to find teammates that are committed, first of all, and then you look at the 3 he's joined, and they are the most consistent. We've already talked about it. The last 3 years, this Howard team has been the most consistent team in the country.
Whoa!
Close.
Pick.
Oh, dear. A huge pick.
Stop.
And look at the handle, you can tell. Remembering now that Ontario does have the last rock. Here in this second, down by 1.
That's great.
Oh, yeah. I'd say you had it.
I looked really good.
Yeah.
Now, notice they aren't cleaning. That is the one thing.
Yeah, great point. Great point.
I think I stopped for second shot. Would have been a little bit of a break.
A piece of gravel or something?
Hair, probably. I don't know.
Oh, here.
We always say about putting your brush down, even if it's just a light dusting, huh?
Yeah, you can even go top ball.
And we talked, Linda, you mentioned it earlier, it's happened twice for Team Ontario. They've thrown that long guard, and that will impede this path if the red rock's put in the right spot.
Yeah, Vic, I mentioned it actually happened at the Scotties. If you're cleaning a draw and you do a hard clean, it can take it an extra 2 feet. But that was a tap, lightweight hit. You can hard clean a hit and not have too dramatic an impact on the line. I think it's the safer way to approach it. Really tough break.
Final stone for Newfoundland Labrador, Ontario with last rock.
Line's good.
Trying to force right back here in the second.
Tight. Play tight. Yeah, go.
Line's good.
Hard, guys, go.
Hard, guys, go. Hard.
Hard. Hard, go. Close it up. Hard.
Hard. Hard.
Go, 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 go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Shot, Brad.
Slow there, eh?
Yeah, it is. I got a 405.
Can you?
Once it gets across center, it really
just might not have got up. I don't think it's coming back.
Oh, come on, Lane. That's center of the corner guard. That's
Is it?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That's center of the corner guard. That's perfect. Okay.
What do you think?
What's that?
What do you think for speed?
Four and a Glenn. 4.5. Same as the first head.
So this is what you're referring to now. That yellow stone gets in the way of a possible draw here?
He really could, Vic. This rock will be on that guard right until almost the far hog line, and if it blends up a little bit, it'll track and will make that curl. And he obviously can't be narrow and hit the center guard either. There's that much curl. There is room, though.
You can see it's a draw against a couple.
You see where Wayne Madaw's standing. He's outside that line of that yellow rock, so the visual isn't very pretty. They obviously know it'll finish. They just have to believe it.
Whoa.
Ballparks. There.
Whoa.
Final stone. Facing a couple.
Not yet. Okay, line's good. Line's good.
So now
line's good.
Madaw thinks it's
Line's
breaking
good.
by that guard.
Line's perfect.
Close.
Lang Saville backed right off.
We're heavy.
Close.
Back 4.
Close.
Touch that one if you
Back
can.
4.
Touch it
Maybe
if you
need
can.
a rub to take the steam out of this. Little rub to take the steam out.
I just didn't want to lose it.
A nervous single for Ontario here in 2. We're all even. You bet. Continuing with our updates here in Draw 4. We're back to the Northwest Territories Yukon against Northern Ontario. Jamie Cooey and his team from Yellowknife coming in after losing their opener yesterday. Scored 2 in the first against Northern Ontario. And Brad Jacobs from the Sioux Curlers Association in Sault Ste. Marie. They've won their first 2. And this is a rocket. And by everything. And out the back. Steal one more for the team from Yellowknife. They're up 3-0. We mentioned earlier today, BC dropped their game, and it was they had 4 blank ends, and here again another blank early. Saskatchewan leads 1-0 as we welcome you back to the Credit Union Center, day 2 of our coverage. The Tim Hortons Brier. Very nice draw by Ontario. Tough draw. Little rub to stop it in time. So we're tied at 1 going to the third. Newfoundland Labrador. Brad Gushue from the Valley Haley in St. John's will have the last rock here in 3, playing the Redstones.
It's a good shot with board.
Yeah. Is that what you called, board?
Yeah, come on.
That's just a great example of rock positioning. We talked about how in the first 2 ends, Ontario's guard was a little long in the case of the corner guard. Well, in that case, the guard being a little tighter, you can run it back, and they did just that.
Don't see too many teams do that, but you have to remember you can hit your own rock in the free guard zone. You can't hit your opponent's rock. You can move them around, but can't knock them out of play. You have no question you can get your own, and a great shot by Reggie Saville.
Hard. Come on, hard not to nose. It's hard. It's tight all the way, and it's considerably light, too. It wasn't heavy either. Those are those rocks, though. So.
Yeah.
Like my first one, my first one was lighter.
Did I hear somebody say it's that rock?
In the hack. Well,
Yes, I think so. They, I think Craig knows that the first one's a little slower.
First? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
This Team Ontario is one of the best in the world at discovering rocks, figuring them out early in the week as opposed to later in the week.
Go then.
Rope.
Line's good.
Rope.
Wait's there. Line's good.
Wait's there. Oh, it looks heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
oh, it is.
Off.
Oh, come on. Sorry, man.
Perfect.
That's
Good
just
throw,
so
Brent.
different. Like, it's so
I know. Try and pick up on it, boys.
Here it is.
It's hard. It is frustrating when you're brushing and you have a rock that is that much difference and you're trying to gauge how much early brushing to do to make sure the stone carries. In that case, they didn't judge it quite right.
I did add.
I guess on the other side of it, if you play on this same sheet of ice and you think that this set that you're playing with, Ontario playing with yellow, has a problem rock, and you pick up on it and the other team doesn't, then you earn your keep. That's how you've learned. Yes, you've had some problems with using it, but then when the other team has to use it, you have the advantage.
That's why Glenn just went, I know, he didn't want to get into the conversation. Yes. He didn't want Gushue to know that that is a problem rock.
Almost looked like it grabbed early.
Linda Russ over on sheet C. It's Quebec, Alberta. Both of them haven't lost yet. Alberta, the 2010 champion, has won 2 in a row. Of course, that's Kevin Cooey from the Glencoe. And that Yellowstone top 4, that is the shot rock. And now final stone is on the way from Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi. I think he was actually looking at a real thin slice of everything he could see of his stone, but tries the in off, and that doesn't work, and it'll be a steal of 1 as Pat Simmons motions a single to the scorekeeper. They're up 2-0.
Good shot.
Okay, winner. Okay, that one's slow. Yeah. Okay, I'm just telling you, that's quite a bit. I think Sullivan is 4. Yeah. I think he knows it, so just keep it on. Okay. Just help you out.
But from the 8, like it's...
Yeah, it's interesting. That I thought that was a telling comment by Glenn to Wayne. That's the 4 rock. It's slow. He knows it. Help me out. Remind him.
Exactly. And then all 4 people have to know it. It's not just the thrower. If Wayne has to judge the sweeping, he needs to know it too. And it's great communication there.
Hard, boys, go. Hard. Come on, go. Go, go, go.
When we first picked up Wayne Madonna Peak Corner, I remember playing our very first field. Glenn found a bad rock, and he missed narrow 2 or 3 times in a row. And he came down and he said, I got a cutter there. I've got a slow rock. And Wayne rolled his eyes. Wayne was like, oh, you must be making an excuse. And Wayne was young enough at that point. He was only 22 years old. He didn't realize there were different rocks. And not that I'm trying to throw Wayne under the bus, but those are the learning curves. And Glenn explained to him that this rock is sharper, it curl a little more. And obviously Wayne went on to be one of the best skips in the history of curling. And you have to be able to figure those rocks out.
And once you figure it out, you have to believe, and the rest of the team have to buy into that information and all work on it together.
Right off. Whoa. Sav, you got to go hard. You got to go real hard, Sav. You got to go hard. Get it,
rock to roll.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That works. Heater, eh?
And you know, when you go back to when you picked them up.
It's pretty hard, a little hard.
Wayne was then an Ontario junior champion.
Yeah, the best. Yep, absolutely.
And it's interesting because the dynamic here, the similarities in you rebuilding your team after your 1 world championship, right? The same thing here. Brad Gushue has gone out and gotten 2 Canadian and a world junior champion. You went after those players. Why? Why did you go over for Wayne?
Well, they were the up-and-coming stars. They were the best juniors, arguably in the country. They lost the Canadian final, but they wanted to win. They had that desire, and sometimes it's nice to pick winners too. You know, there's people that aren't afraid to win. A lot of curlers out there that are great players that just don't have that belief inside that they can actually win a big event. And Wayne and Pete were just an incredible addition to our team.
Sit. Okay. Good.
Newfoundland Labrador do have 1 buried.
What do you like?
They do have last rock here in 3.
Can I go through there with the intern?
Yeah. Oh, it's there though.
Just want to take a run at that.
I try and go through the hole with the intern. What's bad?
It's hit the outside red and you don't know what happens. That's all. Yeah. I don't think anything bad.
It's there.
I like it.
What do you guys? What do you like?
I don't mind that.
I like it.
Okay. Board.
Yeah, this is
that red into our top yellow, eh? What?
That is a board, I guess.
Straight red across the top. And
A little bit. Well, up board.
Let me in, eh?
I've seen Wayne over the years. Once in a while, he just can make absolutely everything, and he feels he can get through this little hole. This is tough though, and then we know this will curl a ton late.
Solid board.
Through the hole, slice the yellow top 8 across to shot rock.
He was asking to move it in a little bit. I don't think he moved the brush, Glenn Howard.
Uh-oh. That's the one I didn't want to hit. Oh, well. It's okay.
Okay. You were thinking I could hit too thin.
Hey?
You were thinking I could hit too thin.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, whatever. You get through the hole, you make the shot.
Yeah, that was
make the shot.
That was perfect line. Like I was.
Well,
in
you just got it back.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. Oh, you set it back.
I thought that would go nuts.
No, but you set it back, and it's hard. It will go. That curl a long way. You got that back quite a bit.
Oh,
yeah.
You could do that, but I think there's a hole. What's that?
I like that.
This? Okay.
I think this side's a hair sticky.
It is.
Based
It's
on
a little,
depth, Ryan.
little fresher.
The key for this shot for Brad Gushue is not to set up something for Ontario at the moment. There are yellow ones that can be moved
The only
in.
thing we got to be careful of is leaving it in this area.
There you go. They don't want to leave something in the hole, the port between the two guards just on either side of center line.
Should have picked an easier shot for myself. What am I throwing? 6?
Yeah, I think 6, even 7.
Heard the front end say, Russ, that the ice out this side a little fresher.
Yeah, that's the new buzzword, the word fresh. All that means is they haven't played anything there. The pebble's still solid. It's going to be a little bit grittier, a little bit slower there.
Whoa! On and wait.
Whoa! Whoa!
Back 8.
Whoa! No.
We need to rub, Brad.
You're by it now.
Sit.
Finish up.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Did that curl at the end with
Curled
that
and
much weight?
slowed, yes. That was.
Look at that guard. It came around the guard easily, and it's wide open. And other than there's a couple of yellows in the way.
What?
This is part of the comment. Fresh. There's still pebble. The more pebble, the more these rocks will slow down and curl. You couldn't do that in the 10th end.
If I make it and if I nut it, we're not happy.
You nut it?
Yep.
Well, you're never.
You nut it, he sinks another one.
I don't think you
Maybe
can.
we got to go again.
Okay. Is he coming through the hole?
There's that. It's not bad either, right?
Until you pick ours.
Yeah, that's better.
And he hits and rolls.
That's better for sure. Especially if you make it a hair center line side, so at the back, this one goes a hair in, because then these ones will all be lined up to the back one.
Can you play this shot here? Back line. Get to the inside and roll over.
I'm wondering this.
Yeah? Okay.
Right on the nut, hair across face.
That roar from the crowd was because Saskatchewan and Scott Manners from Battleford just wrapped one around the guard, put it into the top 8 to sit 1, 2, and probably 3. And that's what we'll be facing BC's Jim Cotter out of the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs with his last. Eats 4 foot.
T-line.
Rick Sawatsky.
Line's good.
Ty Griffith on the brush. Kevin Folk calling line.
Right there. You got it. Yep.
I think you can play the board.
Yep. Shot, Jimmy.
Nicely done, facing 3. BC's on the board to tie it.
What do you like? If you're here,
what do we do when they lob one on ours
there.
though? We have
He's got to follow me.
I know, but we have no shot after he does that.
He's only going to be sitting 1.
Oh, he'll sit 2. He's touching the button right now.
And then we'll have one. We'll have the straight back.
I like it.
Still.
like that, right to it, right to it.
That's one thing I think Glenn should change a little bit, if I can say that, be so bold for someone who's so good. He tends to race down the ice, and Wayne's kind of going, where do you want the brew and what are we really doing? Just should clarify that before he goes to the hack.
Yeah.
They are drawing.
You have to be careful here. There's a small hole right down that center line. If this doesn't curl to that back one, there'll be a chance to sit 3 for Brad Gushue.
That's going to be there.
Just threw a great intern draw last end, so I think that's part of the decision making here.
Skip Stones.
All the way to it.
Off.
Here in this third of a 1-1 tie.
Right off.
Newfoundland Labrador does
Right
have
off.
last draw.
Still on the red.
Real good.
Still on the red.
Yep.
Get ready.
Yep. there. It's there. It's there.
Yep. Don't want to touch it. Don't want to touch it. Don't want to touch it.
And right down on the face as we drop in on the game between Northwest Territories, Yukon. Jamie Cooey, the Yellow Knights scored 2 with the last rock. Stole 1 in the second. And now Brad Jacobs from the Sioux Curlers Association. This is a draw, I believe. I saw one on the side for a possible deuce here. There's 1 and there's 2. Northern Ontario gets within 1.
Well, I'd say that that's a pretty good draw. They said they wanted to be to it and not move it, and they did just that.
What?
The whole. Yeah, if they move the red a little bit, then the yellow could be removed, and the red would sit 2.
I don't mind.
Are we 1? No. Can we bump it and be 1? No. Can we bump it and be 2?
No. There's like a millimeter space, and we're like shot by 2. So it's either we play this.
I like the draw. I like the draw.
What do you like, Jeff? I don't mind that run. It's up to you. What am I throwing for speed here? He just threw a 75. I mean, it would have been
2 choices for Brad Gushue. You could run this red one in, peel the yellow out this way. You obviously lose this red one, but if you made it absolutely perfect, you could sit 2. What they've decided to do, though, is just play that same draw. It's not easy. It has to over curl this rock here to be shot rock.
That shot wouldn't be possible on B or C.
Linda, we heard Brad say, even if they did come down and just move that yellow, as much as the space is, it couldn't bring that stone top 4 into play for maybe a second shot.
That's why Glenn's shot was so perfect. Didn't tap the other one. So this is just a freeze.
I want to go. T. Wait again.
No. Wait only, guys.
Back 4.
So Walker and Casey now have wait for this to bust.
Back 4.
No.
So far, it's all on its own. May take the little rub. No. Skinny it, rub it, and rolling off. So a little too much weight. Shot stone still is. The Ontario stone.
Chip if it was up. Yeah, we probably could have.
Brad concerned that they weren't specific enough with the information. They could have played the rub off the red that's top 8.
If we were that heavy, we feather it, we're in really good shape.
We're lying 2.
If we don't move anything, he's dead.
Okay, good.
Same shot, boys.
Yeah. Just let me know if you think it's heavy or not.
Okay.
Yep.
Look at that. There's 0 hole from the hack end, and both those rocks got through there.
And after watching that last one, Glenn just reminding the brushers, and I don't think they really need reminding, they're very good at it, but give Wayne the information on the weight.
So same shot. Possibly sit 2 without last rock.
We can wait.
And again, waiting.
Wait's real good.
Waiting. Land, Saville, still waiting. Will they have to play the rub? Now they'll pick him up. May need the rub and roll this time. And that will leave them sitting 2.
Oh, that's a 3-banger, isn't it?
What?
He slashes it?
They're worried about the angle of the 2 yellows.
Ooh, I don't like the look of that. You like the look of that? That's 3. That's 3 all day.
3.
Oh, hey, nuts that yellow? It's 3.
Oh, nuts it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2 really, really good shots here by Glenn. But
Ryan is going to have no momentum. Like you're hitting a quarter into there. This is not going to go very far.
No, you don't have to get the 1. I think if you just push it to this red, I think we get those 2 count.
Run it into the crotch here.
Yeah, I like that. Here's things.
And Russ, as you're looking at this, the difference is maybe that little separation between the yellow in the 4-foot center line and the red at the back, because they were almost perfectly frozen before Gushue's first, and he just tapped it enough, remember?
Yes, and I think this is now this is an angle raise, has to stick it perfect, but if Brad Gushue can get to the face of that yellow rock that Glenn just threw, I think this is for 3. It's quite possible.
If Glenn's had stayed, and it was hard to do, a little bit more on the side of the red that he was drawing to, then it would be at least catching things and maybe moving those reds.
He hits the top half of the shot rock yellow. The second one will start to spin, but it has to be dead perfect. You can give up 2 just as easy.
Final stone. Brad Gushue is facing a couple here.
No! Whoa!
In a 1-1 tie.
Hard.
Angle it back and spin it out. Oh, did it spin back? Looks like one at the top, maybe. Coming in here, it looks like it is just that one. At around the 10 o'clock position to my eye.
Ooh, they're close, Vic.
I'm gonna give you 1, I think, at the most. But we're gonna measure them for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's 1 for sure.
Well, hold on, don't kick it yet.
I didn't want to play that because it was
That's 1.5 inches.
It just had to hit that action. They had to actually
I'll give you
sweep
1 if
that,
you want to kick them
Linda.
off.
And they would have moved that back yellow rock with the 1 on
I'll
it.
give you
Just
1.
spun it a little bit.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
We'll try it. So.
Have a 4-way measure.
That one for sure, I think. But we'll make her measure them.
Is that?
We'll make her measure them.
Measure all
Brad
4.
Gushue getting a nice round of applause. So you just bounce back up, and then that raised rock sort of spins, and now we'll go to the measure.
This would be a bad time to fall.
You don't see a measure for 4 rocks very often.
To the 2?
So the 2. Thank you.
That's 1.
So that's 1. We'll give him 1 so far.
Yeah, that's
okay?
1 for
That
sure,
one's in.
and that's the one we believed was shot stone. Got to get to the 2.
Oh,
No, not
that
quite.
one's in.
Not quite.
We'll
What?
Got to get to the 2.
Okay. Where this one's gone. This one's 1. Okay.
Got to get to the 2.
No, that one's gone.
That one's for sure gone.
That one's for sure gone. Yeah.
One more time.
That's to
Past the 2.
Past the 2.
Yeah.
Just a little past. So that's the Ontario stone. So just the 2 and maybe a little more.
Sure,
No.
the 2. Just 1.
So what it is.
1 red.
1 red, 1 for Newfoundland, Labrador. Wayne Madon, Brian Brier, we're trying to make some deals. Another update for you on this Sunday afternoon from Saskatoon back to Quebec and Alberta. The Alberta champions, Kevin Cooey, out of the Glencoe Club in Calgary, scored 1 with the hammer. In the first, they stole 1 in the second. Now final rock on the way from Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi in his second Brier appearance. First as a skip, he threw the 3rd rocks a year ago for Francois Gagné. And it's a draw against 3, and he'll put it on the back 4 for the single point. 2-1. Alberta has the lead, and they'll have the hammer in 4. You love coming to Saskatchewan. You love it because the people love their curling. Very appreciative of all the shots being made. Newfoundland and Labrador, after that 4-rock measure, get only 1. They have a 2-1 lead, and Ontario will have the last rock. Here in 4, playing the Yellowstones.
Pretty good.
Yeah. 2 guards to start the end, and then the come around. The redstone came through the port to the top of the button, and there was the angle freeze, almost to the freeze position for Ontario.
Craig Saviles figured those rocks out after 3 tries. The corner guard was the slow one, and then he probably threw almost the exact same weight with the second yellow to get it 12, 15 feet farther.
No, not even.
Whoa, whoa! I think so, Brad.
Yep. Yep. Just bump this guard a little. Hard.
Okay.
Curl.
Okay.
Wow.
And roll on the red one.
Saskatchewan and BC in a 1-1 tie. Saskatchewan,
You can see
Scott
half the
Manners
back
from
one.
Battleford. Scored one with the last rock. They
it?
blanked the second. British Columbia, Jim Cotter from Vernon and Kelowna replied with a single in the third, and now it's the team from BC sitting two top and back of the 12-foot, and we'll just watch this. And we'll brush along. Listen to the crowd here. Listen to this.
Good job, Dave.
We can expect this kind of reaction all week here as Saskatchewan keeps it going. Scott Manners takes a 2-1 lead.
Whoa, just through. Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Glenn's initial reaction to those two red stones out in front was to try and remove them, but the team wanted to play the shot rock and try and get a roll.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, go.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if you roll over, there's fine.
I think you're better off hitting it.
Half. Okay. Out. Yeah. Do it.
Not taking much ice to hit half a rock here. This must be Peel.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Off.
Adam Casey.
Hard.
Very nice. Casey from Prince Edward Island, Jeff Walker from Alberta, and much like yourself when you were rebuilding your team, it's as if Brad Gushue read your book.
Well, the first thing we were looking for were, winners, people that have won at any level they have played, and Jeff and Adam have both won at the junior level, and that was the first thing that stuck out. The next thing, we had to find someone that was going to be willing to move to Newfoundland, and someone that was in the life position to be able to move, and both those guys were going to school or in a position where they could move, and we flew them down for a weekend, and we've seen how it was going to work and how we were going to gel, and liked what we've seen and enjoyed being around each other. So that's how the team came together.
That commitment to the game, to the excellence, Linda. We know that Brad Gushue has it. We know that Ryan Fry has it. He moved from Winnipeg. He needed to find a couple of others that had that similar commitment.
And as the bar is raised, as you have teams like Kevin Martin, we see Glenn Howard out on the Bonspiel circuit, full-time commitment to physical training. They have mental trainers. It's a huge job to be a curler now, and it's not easy to find three people. Ryan was one. He moved. He made that commitment, but to get three people to play with you with that full commitment is not easy anymore.
Wow.
And a little bit harder even out of Newfoundland. There's so much more travel, so much more expense. It's hard to get big games unless you're on an airplane.
Yep. Hard. Roll. Whoa. Yep. Go. Dog.
And of course, the reason he's looking for that commitment is because he is the best in Newfoundland Labrador, and he's always in the mix.
He's a very skilled player at the Brier. He's consistent. There have been years where his record isn't as good, but always over 500. And the two times he's medaled, in 07 losing to Glenn Howard in the final, and last year he won the bronze medal. Always close, and he wants other players that have that commitment and can bring the skill to get him that extra edge, to get him to the win position.
Ryan Fry.
Hard.
Ryan Fry. Roll it back. No, it'll just sit right there, but it is Newfoundland Labrador sitting two without last rock. In fact, when he was talking with us, Russ, prior to the start of the event, the one thing that he's really jealous of, and he would like this to be a team now that he can go with for a number of years. He's jealous of what Glenn has in his front end, in the fact that, yes, Wayne comes back, but he knows Wayne so well. He wants to know his team that well.
Exactly, and it takes so much effort and time to build a team, and if Gushue was skipping Kevin Martin's team or Glenn Howard's team, he'd be that much more successful.
Oh boy, did they feather that guard, and may have just rolled a little too far. Shot stone still appears to be the rock top edge of the 8.
I find in Canada the skips get so much credit. I know when I played with Wayne and Pete and Glenn, I had 4 unbelievable players. All 4 have skipped in a Brier. 3 of them have won world championships. But it's the skip that gets all the credit. And that's what's happened to Gushue. It's tough to play at this level anymore without 4 incredibly good athletes.
Is he going to move this much on this side? We had a few that did. Little less, Ryan. Still looks like a ton.
I think that's good.
I think we need less. Little less. I think it looks like a ton, yeah. 90?
As you play a game, the ice does straighten a little bit, and the challenge for this skip is to manage that change and know how much to cut down the ice each time for his draw. That stone of Wayne's rolling just a little bit too far means Brad is going to draw to sit 2.
T, back 4. Line only. Whoa.
Line's real good.
Line's fine. Back button.
Whoa, then.
Line's perfect.
Whoa, let it work. Whoa.
T now.
Still got a curl.
Whoa, whoa.
Still got a curl.
Whoa.
All on its own.
Whoa. Sit.
Good. This pick at the end.
I know.
He was there. They got to be pretty close.
Just want to keep you updated, of course, as we always do. And a blank in the 4th means the team from Yellowknife, Jamie Cooey, continues to lead 3-2 over Northern Ontario, and Brad Jacobs from Sault Ste. Marie.
His pick getting in there. So even get in beside him will be fine.
Yeah, we don't want to cut much anyway.
Not really, no.
If Brad had been a foot or so higher, Glenn would angle freeze, not be shot rock. Now you can angle freeze and definitely be shot rock, partially buried also.
You're gonna have to go. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
Really hard. Howard and his first. Ontario
really hard.
with last strike here in this 4th.
Never stop.
The dog going to jump out now.
Hard.
And try and heat it up a little bit.
Hard, guys. Go. Come on. Go.
Come on.
Go.
Come on.
Right
Go.
Right down on the corner.
Too bad.
Good sweeping, boys.
They didn't get shot, I don't think, Vic. No, they didn't. And that's because it was just that little bit light.
That's what impressed me so much, Linda, with the front end. They knew that was that little. We're only talking 2 inches here, light. They knew almost out of Glenn's hand exactly where that thing was going, and they almost dragged it far enough.
Wow. Oh, it's better. You gotta throw that.
How deep?
Tight card.
Maybe Brad didn't junk in.
I think you can afford to be top 12, but.
So we're 3rd.
That went pretty hard.
Yes. We're 1 and 3.
You would have got to the same spot probably.
That's not too much ice, is it?
No, I think that looks good.
Just to get the center?
Yeah, just touch it.
Well,
You want to get that far? To touch center?
Well, just so there isn't a draw through the hole. Yeah. Like if we're higher than this one, we could be further out. So
I like that idea.
What do you think, 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good weight. Tight. Real tight. Just tear. No, I think we're good.
Hit it early.
Tight.
You can.
Just tear. Line's fine. No, we're pretty good to there.
Yep.
Just short of that. Line's
Hard,
fine.
hard. You're just giving them the draw, guys. Off.
Good.
A little bit of an overcurl, and Glenn's certainly get to the button if he wants to.
Yeah, all the way short.
It's for 3.
I don't like that.
No?
No. Oh, God, look at you.
Okay.
He's silly.
This is no good.
And you got draw. Right?
If we're going to play run back, do you want to play the one for
Is there that little in off there?
What do you guys like?
Do you think?
This?
Yeah, no,
That's
the
what
yellow off the
that's
yellow
one?
Vic, it's guarded. The inside of it's guarded by that corner guard.
All right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the right shot.
I think so too.
No, they were actually looking at a run back, but
The red, the red, just in front of the rings there.
Oh, yeah, 10 years
onto
ago.
the yellow, hoping it would go across and make the yellow double, but I'm not sure that angle's there. And as Glenn says, do we really want to give up another one here? You have to be careful when you're down a point. If you're up a couple, you might risk a single steal, but down 3-1 here is not great.
Yeah.
This one might
I think
slide
it's
a hair
time to
better.
draw and
Just in the
take
spot.
your point and move on.
Little piece of the button is what he needs. Drawing against the single. Final stone here in 4.
Line's good.
Lang and Saville.
Whoa!
You heard them. Whoa.
Line's good. You're fine. Line's fine. Line's fine. Line's fine. You're right here, edge of the button. You got to get in here.
Need a piece of the button.
Okay.
Need it to
Line's
bust for him. Need it to break for him. Needs a piece of the button. Did they just get off it? Oh, they just get it there.
Good scrub. Good scrubbing, guys.
They heard whoa.
Wow.
And just for a moment they did. Ontario does get their single. It's a key shot. Ontario has scored just 2 points, but on both of them, Glenn Howard has had to work. Well, in fact, it's his front end that's had to work.
Well, they all had to. It's a team shot. You play aggressively. You know you're going to have to save an end every once in a while. And the beauty of this shot is the brushing, the judgment on and off it. Took it at the end, and that's why a lot of these shots are made.
A curling shot like this in an arena takes nearly 30 seconds. 26 of it, in this case, is up to Brent Lang and Craig Saville. No mistake, they're one of the best.
Just enough to bite the button for the single point to tie it at 2. As we welcome you back. And here in 5, it'll be Newfoundland and Labrador that does have the last rock playing the Redstones.
Yeah.
Nicely positioned center guard, and that come around by Brad Gushue's team comes up just a little short, so a wrap around the staggered guards for Craig.
You gotta go. Yeah. You gotta go. Good. Whoa. Room. Whoa. Room. Line's really good. Line's really good.
Line's real good.
Right, top 4, full 4, Wayner. Good shot. That a voice up. Beauty.
One, 2, 3, yellow, and it is Alberta throwing yellow. And Kevin Cooey, the 2010 champion that has a draw here for a possible 4 against
Easy,
Quebec,
guys.
and Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi.
Go back in yet. Back line.
Whoa.
Back line.
Nothing. Yep, hard.
Clean.
Hard.
Rycroft and
Really hard.
Thiessen have
Really hard.
backed right off.
Hard. Okay.
That's an explosion for you. Alberta picks up 4.
I think that's a little bit. Okay.
Not a bad effort there by the Gushue team, bouncing at least that red one open so they can then utilize it.
Forward.
So Brent being asked to hit the one that was pushed in, back 8.
Close. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Pull it in there. Get in there, deep. Get in there. Attaboy, Langer. Pistol. Okay.
Just perfect shooting. Nice soft weight. Gives it to the brushers again.
Let's go, Adam.
But Linda, all again because they come up light. Newfoundland Labrador with that lead stone.
That gets them behind, that's right. And now you're playing a run back, and this is the player that in this game so far is struggling. This is a tough shot.
Whoa. Yep.
Oh,
Hard, Brad. Hard.
Rid of one.
Okay.
And
shot.
yes.
Okay, cough one.
I don't know why we went off that. Speed's the same, right?
This is the 5. I don't think it's drastically different.
It's a little slower, though.
Yep.
And now the come around for Brent.
Whoa. Room.
Wait's close, boys.
Let
Don't
it
hit it.
room. Wait only.
Oh, line's pretty good.
Like 2. Okay.
I think one of the things that people watching need to appreciate, especially at the second position, They play a lot of upweight shots, and then you have to come back with the come around, and the come around at that stage is such a key setup shot.
Tuck a bit, tuck a bit.
Now this is a little light, but that's the range. You'll accept that. You can't be deep and roll off, for example, on that one.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to see someone like Brent have such good range with the draws after playing a hit.
Trying to hit 3/4 of the red across the top of the yellow that was just thrown by Brent Lang. Try to run it back into the rings, might get lucky.
Roll the shooter, roll the shooter.
Did not want to stick it like that. Now there's extra cover to hide underneath.
Just missed pushing the other red in and left that rock out in front near center line.
Room.
That's there.
Room.
Yeah.
Whoa. Where are we? Ton of room right now.
It'll go.
Curl a ton.
It'll finish.
Should though. Looks like it's going hard.
Line's fine.
Yep.
Line's good.
Yep.
Line's good.
Hard. Go, guys. Go, guys. Go. Tuck it. Get it. Push it.
A little more.
Beauty.
And just wrapping a little piece around that center guard as we go over to sheet A, Saskatchewan, BC. Saskatchewan with the draw for the single to lead 2-1, but here's an opportunity for BC and Jim Cotter out of the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs. Last year went 4-7 in London, Ontario. Has a chance to pick up a couple here.
Oh, it's not moving.
Air big.
Come up.
Enough to push it out. Needs to move it back a little more. Oh, it's going to be close, but it looks like it is just the single. Needed to move that stone a little more at the back 12. Kevin Folk having a look over top. And we believe it is only one of its different. We'll update you.
Whoa.
Close.
Yep. Hard. Real hard. Real hard. Go. Right to it, guys. You gotta go. Go. Way over.
Yep.
Whoa. Yeah. Keep going.
Yep.
Go. That worked.
Okay.
Rolled a little too far, but they kept taking the roll to try to take away the better angle of a roll in or a double.
Like this. Do that. Probably better roll away.
There's Brad not only thinking about what shot to make, what shot to leave, and who he's playing against. And there's a lot of nice freezes and draws to the pin against him, so they're just going to roll open. If they roll buried and Wayne or Glenn freezes on that, it would be tough to score more than one.
Whoa. Okay.
That's where they didn't want it.
It's been our theme with a lot of teams that get into trouble with clutter, or that they want more room in that house to score, especially when you have hammer and you want to score your deuce. That roll away would have opened up the rings, even though the rock would have been open. That one is pretty open for Glenn Howard.
Knock weight. I'd picked it.
Yeah, sounded like it.
There's the call. It sounded like Ryan Fry's picked a little bit. You get a lot of footprints. The curlers are so warm out there sweeping with the higher air temperatures than you'd have in a curling club that your feet will actually leave a little bit of moisture on the ice sometimes. Just enough to make the rock curl a hair more.
Yep.
Like, whoa.
Yep. Hard.
Whoa. Up.
What? I think Brad can take a go at this. If it's just soft enough, you can get to the inside flop.
Good throw. Just a little heavy.
That's how good the pressures are. They're Wayne and Glenn were sweeping for line, and the front end blue was a hair heavy, and they weren't really giving it their 100%.
Not sure if that's exactly what the skipper would want. Maybe just say it's a little heavy.
You like that ice for hack, guys? Is it enough?
But they were right.
I think it's good.
I think it's enough, yeah.
These are the shots in a game that can go one way or the other. If Brad tries too aggressively to make this, ticks the guard, he might not score, and he gives up control of this game. If he makes it perfect, he's got a chance to score a deuce.
Heavy hack. No, right off.
Roll away.
No. Come on. Come on. No.
Well, that was just a weight issue.
Yep.
It was a little heavier than he called, and that's why you don't get the break from the hog line in.
It's heavy, eh?
Roll or draw around it. So maybe roll.
Yeah, roll a bit. Yeah.
Roll doesn't do anything. Nose doesn't.
No, exact same.
Okay.
Nose is real good.
Okay.
Rolls a little bit Brent's way is fine, but nose is real good.
You'd think nose in this situation wouldn't be good to be wide open, but if Brad hits it dead on, he won't be shot rock. So it would force Gushue to draw, and this rock would be in the way of a draw. So dead on might be smarter than rolling buried.
Clean.
Maybe more.
Clean.
Glenn Howard, final stone for Ontario
maybe
here
more.
in 5. It's Newfoundland Labrador that does have the last rock. And rolls it just a little bit away from the center line.
It's heavier, yeah. Have to roll in if we hit it.
And there's, to your point, if he hits it on the nose, no good. He needs to roll towards the center line.
So Glenn did force him to draw, but that little bit of a roll, he was a hair wide, rolled a foot or so. It leaves a path now between the red center guard. There it is there, and the yellow. So two choices. Looks like Brad's going to hit it, though.
It does look like a hit.
What about the draw? So the draw, if you played the draw, would he have to come the other way?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And probably a little wider than they have been, because that looks like the easy shot from here. But that's the tough part when we're not down there. Maybe they don't know that path if they go really wide on that outturn side. Tough shot here. You have to roll.
Final stone. It is Ontario sitting 2.
Heavy hack. It's less than last
Needs
one.
to hit and roll towards the center line to grab a piece of the 8.
Gotta go. Hard,
Walker and Casey now trying to hold the line here. Hold the line here. Not too thin. Rolling it. And they do a nice job. It'll sit full in the 8 for a single point here in 5.
A little light, eh?
Midway through on a Sunday afternoon, Newfoundland Labrador has the lead.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
All the games reaching the 5th end break, so let's get you caught up here, and we'll check in first of all. Northwest Territories Yukon and Jamie Cooey out of Yellowknife playing Northern Ontario, and the team from the Sioux Curlers Association skipped by Brad Jacobs. Cooey in his 6th Brier appearance. His best, though, was his very first back in Regina in 06 when he went 6-5, looking for win number 1 against the so far undefeated Northern Ontario team. And look at this, and the little rub. That'll be 3. They'll go to the break. Team from Yellowknife is up 6-2. Well, we showed you in the previous update the Alberta team putting 4 on the board, and look at all the pressure that Kevin Cooey and his team from Alberta and the Glencoe Club in Calgary is putting on Robert Desjardins and the Quebec champions from Chicoutimi. This is a draw against 3. Both teams coming in undefeated. Quebec's just playing the 1 game. They beat Manitoba in draw 1. Alberta has won 2 games. Just clean it to the pin for a single. Nice draw by Robert Desjardins. They go to the break 6-2. And in our featured game, Newfoundland and Labrador has the lead on Ontario. That single has them in front 3-2. And Brad Gushue is with Brian.
Brad, I want to ask you about that third end. Not often we see a measurement with 4 stones. How close were you on that shot to possibly picking up your 3?
16th of an inch, or maybe even 100th of an inch. It was pretty close. They had to go around a couple times on 3 of them to see which one was closer.
You're a team so consistent, but a new team this time around. I know frustrated with your first 2 games, came down to the final stone. Can you give us an assessment of how your new look team is playing so far?
We're okay. We're not playing well right now, but we're giving ourselves a chance. And if I make my last shot this afternoon or this morning, we probably win that game. And last night could have went either way. So we're there. We just need to make 1 or 2 more shots a game.
Brad, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
All right, well, let's find out. Are they just playing okay, according to the numbers, Linda?
Well, the teams are very close overall, 82% for Brad Gushue and 85% for Glenn Howard. The 1 or 2 shots, Vic, are coming at the front end for Newfoundland and Labrador, especially Adam Casey, their second, who is struggling. Right now, Ryan Fry and Brad Gushue are at 90%, and they are making up for those front end misses, but you can't expect that to last.
The numbers after 5 brought to you by Tim Hortons. It's time for Tim's. Ontario trailing by 1. They will have the last rock when we come back.
First time around, it's going to be an experience. Don't really know what exactly to expect.
Yep. Hard! Another win for Nova Scotia.
We've kind of just been trying to stay in our own routine, similar to how we did in preparing for the tanker.
And who would have thought they'd be 3-0?
We're happy that all the hard work has finally paid off.
It's a terrific early story, isn't it? This rookie team out of CFB Halifax, skipped by 30-year-old Jamie Murphy, has won 3 straight. And he will be part of the feature tonight against New Brunswick, a hard-luck New Brunswick team skipped by Terry Odashaw, still looking for their first win. That's when we join you again for Draw 5 at 7:30 Eastern Time here on TSN. As we welcome you back to this Sunday afternoon, our continuing coverage of Tim Hortons Brier from the Credit Union Center in Saskatoon. Newfoundland and Labrador with a 3-2 lead. Ontario, though, does have the last rock playing the Yellowstones.
Just board.
Well, we've already talked about the fact that stones are a little bit of an issue, it seems, in this game. And the first stone played by the Ontario League, Craig Saville, slips in. It was supposed to be a corner after the rock came into the center for Brad Gushue. And that meant Brad could hit it. And there goes a little bit of an advantage, although there's the nose hit on the second corner.
Yeah, there's a little mistake in opening for Ontario, but you're right, Linda, and for Craig Saville not to put one between the hog line and the rings is unbelievable. But there's 2 factors there. He's got a slower rock, so he tends to give it a little extra. Plus, they've chamoised the ice and after the 5th end break, which makes it a little bit quicker. And they were starting to lose some pebbles, so that slow rock's no longer quite as slow.
And further to your point of the numbers after 5, another mistake, albeit, the hit on the corner, the nose hit by that front end.
Yeah, still showing their nerves maybe a little bit as rookies. I'm just surprised, I guess, for Ontario that it is Craig managing a stone set that doesn't seem matched. Often we've talked about it and we say often the second gets it, or at least the first hit of the end gets it. And I'm a little surprised that he is the one, especially in a situation where you come out after 5 and you're really wanting to go after your deuce.
It's debatable. I've talked to so many teams, and some of them are adamant it has to be the second stone that throws it. There are others that are just as adamant that Lead should throw it. In this case, it was a fairly routine shot, so you don't mind them throwing it. Sometimes the seconds are playing angle freezes, and it's debatable. It really is.
It wouldn't be any fun if we all agreed.
Well.
Yeah, free. What's the line?
It's just inside middle 8, right there. Exactly where Glenn threw his 2 ends ago.
Okay.
Weight's good.
Ballpark.
Weight's good.
Yeah.
Line. Keep it on the nose.
It's not over curling, that's for sure.
Yep.
Whoa. Wait only. Whoa.
Line's good. Whoa, if you can. Yep.
Whoa, if you can.
Line's great.
We can.
Whoa, if you can. Whoa.
Line's really good. It curls a hair. Let it curl a hair. Let it curl a hair. Let it curl a hair.
Finish.
Attaboy. Beauty.
Very nicely played. Trying to get it so that house is freed up. If they blast, they'll have some room.
Yeah, there's a very good chance the Gushue team will remove the yellow, the red, and the thrown rock, and then around that corner guard, which was the mistake.
Thick half. I don't mind him. Thick half.
So Brad, recognizing that, is going to actually try to play the angle raise, a much tougher shot, but less risk.
Whoa.
Corner guard's the one that can hurt him this end.
Right up. Right off. Curl.
Hard.
Go.
Very nice.
That's sprung off.
He is playing extremely well in this game, making up for those mistakes.
I was a little worried for Ryan when he moved to the vice position. When, you know, his draw weight, I always thought let him down a little bit. He's been an exceptional hitter, especially that out turn side, as you just witnessed. Fantastic shot, but 91% in 2 games with his draw percentage. That's certainly the silver lining so far for the Newfoundland team.
Gotta go. Hard. Gotta go.
Gotta go. Go. Good.
Work.
Whoa, big work.
Whoa.
Clean it.
Air big.
Clean it.
Whoa.
Clean it. Keep
Air
a broom
big.
down. Whoa! Keep a broom down, guys. You're not flashing.
And we've already seen 1 stone pick. So we've talked about Brad Gushue building his team going outside the province. He initially did it, of course, to get this man, Ryan Fry from Winnipeg. Started off at 2nd position, is now throwing the 3rd stone.
Ryan and I have been close for a number of years, and that was the easiest adjustment, having Ryan move in there. But with Jeff and Adam, I hadn't played with them much before. We played 1 event at the end of the last year, so it was definitely a learning experience the first couple of months.
And that goes almost without saying, Russ. We know how close these players are. They spend so much time with each other, and that's one factor. But it's what you do on the ice, almost instinctively. As the 3 of us here know, I stop, you start, next comment. I mean, that kind of thing.
I'm glad that's where you went with that conversation.
Right. That kind of relationship we have is similar on the ice.
Oh, absolutely. And probably the best analogy is a hockey team where, you know, Gretzky knew where his left winger was. You know, it takes time. It really does. And for Ryan to move up the spot, I think the gray area for Ryan was he was replacing Mark Nichols, and that's huge shoes to fill.
Heavy board.
Whoa.
Heavy board.
Brad thought that was grabbing something and gave it that little extra pop and got the brushers on it right away. Seems to be tracking just fine.
Pretty good. I ran over something, Brett.
Looks like he may be heading towards a blank end, and because that 1 stone came in, right?
First one came in, but also the great shot, the angle run back that was played by Ryan. Got rid of all the necessary information and rocks that Glenn Howard could use.
Six to 2. Northwest Territories, Yukon. And Jamie Cooey leading. And this is the final stone on the way from Brad Jacobs from the Sioux Curlers Association. And this is a draw against 3 for sure, possibly even 4, and he's got to come through the hole.
Well, the same thing could apply to Brad Jacobs that we said about Brad Gushue to start our game, and that needs to simplify. He's getting himself into so much trouble.
And it is a draw against 4. There's the single point. But it is Cooey from Yellowknife that has the lead.
Whoa, close. Yep. Hard.
Hold a bit.
Glenn Howard down at the far end trying to bank a bit of time on the clock.
Final stone.
Yep. Hard. Yep.
Looking for the blank.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Clean. He's fine.
Wow. Ran so straight. That's dead straight.
And out the side it goes. We have our first blank. Comes here in 6. Still 3-2 Newfoundland Labrador. We are so looking forward to the Dominion All-Star Curling Skins game next year, January 19th and 20th. It'll be an all-star format. And you, the fans, will decide, not by phone, but by voting, you'll decide who plays in the game. We want you to go to tsn.ca/skinsgame for more details. And we will have the Skips draw for you on TSN January the 17th.
Top 4.
Do you want them to phone a friend?
Phone a friend.
Coming down.
Tell them about
Who
it.
should we vote for? And you'll be able to vote likely in next November, December time frame. Welcome back, everybody, to the Tim Hortons Brier, the Credit Union Center here in Saskatoon. The blank means it's 3-2 Newfoundland Labrador, and Ontario does have the last drop of the game, playing the Yellowstones. Hey, sometimes the mouth works faster than the head. You know, with the
I was just fascinated with who they were going to phone. That's all. It was good. All good.
Whoa. Really close.
Enough to get it out.
Yep. Whoa.
Enough to get it out.
Yep.
And a good start for Ontario. They have that guard in place this end.
Clean. Right
there's the corner, there's the center, and there's a nice little tap on shot rock.
Nice shot, Seth.
Yeah.
Very few teams do that. It just opens up all 12 feet of paint here. If you freeze in there, that can be used later, but it could shrink that scoring area.
Pack. Hair big. Clean it.
Whoa. Close.
Hard.
Yep. Whoa.
Up.
Wow.
Yep.
All the way up.
Hard. Hard. Go. Okay. Draw shot soon, don't we, boys?
Yeah, kid.
No draw?
Not yet.
No, I'm hitting roll.
Not yet.
Not hard board. I threw this, didn't I? Yeah, I threw this too.
Yeah, you did.
Forward.
Whoa.
Weight's perfect.
Looking for the hit and roll.
Whoa.
Weight's perfect.
Whoa.
Right off.
Whoa.
No. Hard. Go. Go.
Yeah. Same weight.
Letting you know that Alberta and Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe and Calgary scored 2 more in 6. Now up 8-2 on Quebec as they play the 7th. And Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi does have the last.
Hair left.
Close.
Oh, not close. Not close at all.
No.
Never. You're going to have to take that.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Hard, Brett.
Hard, Brad, go!
Hard.
Get out.
Hard.
Get out.
Around the center or let him run it?
Here.
Yeah. Freeze do it?
You got to go center, don't you?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. They might.
In a 2-2 tie, we go over to Sheet A, Saskatchewan, BC, and it appears that Yellowstone on the pin.
The hair left.
That is the shot rock with Saskatchewan to play the last, and it is Scott Manners and his all-rookie team from Battleford against BC and Jim Cotter out of the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs.
Line's flying.
And that shot stone for BC was just drawn into that position. Otherwise, it looked like Saskatchewan would have some options of how to get a multiple score.
Must be heavy.
Now, if he catches this right, there may be enough room to move the yellow off the pin, score 1, possible 2 if it moves far enough.
I think so. Got to get it by this guard first.
It's a swingy little spot.
And the crash in front. And one it is. Steal of one for BC, and that takes the crowd out of it here in Saskatoon.
Just hack. A little quiet.
Same tough little shot, a half-buried rock in a pretty straight spot.
And already the one mistake has left the Ontario biter at the back.
Yep. Throw it at him. Good throw. Good wait.
Yeah.
Good.
Close.
Good.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Yep.
Hard. Whoa.
Whoa, close. Whoa.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go. Whoa. Langer. Go. Whoa. Beauty.
Hi, boy.
Lovely to roll it behind the center guard, top 8. World Junior Curling Championships are underway in Östersund, Sweden. Second day. Great day for the Canadian men, skipped by Brendan Butcher. The Saville Center in Edmonton, they're at 3-0. Jocelyn Peterman lost badly yesterday in an opener, has responded now with 2 straight wins. Latest is 10-3 over Norway. Russia, though, runs it back and will get it and spill out into the open. Russia, Anna Sidorova is the only undefeated women's team. She's 3-0, and Sidorova is skipping the Russian team at the World Women's Championship coming up in Lethbridge.
That's a great junior team that they've got. Great opportunity here. The run back would have been stuck, would have been dead buried. Rolling out gives Wayne a chance to make the play.
Whoa.
A little heavier.
Yeah. Real hard, guys. You gotta go real hard. You gotta go real hard. You gotta go way over.
Yep.
Wait, I don't know.
No, it's fine.
That doesn't matter.
Wasn't that much heavier.
Okay. Kind of danced
Nice
a bit.
job to hold the line to avoid the jam on that stone at the back edge. Rolled it all the way over.
Yeah, I think it fooled a little bit. Heard Glenn say it danced a little bit, and what he means by that, it hangs then curls, hangs then curls.
A bit of a knuckle.
I thought it was lighter. And they were saying heavier.
You weren't wide.
No.
It's real flat.
Oh, it is flat, no doubt.
You like the outturn?
No, I don't like the outturn.
Okay.
Right there with the in.
Okay, let's make it.
The reason Brad's going to take a run at this one is if he
You guys
makes
like
it,
this?
obviously he might get out of this potential deuce, but if he misses it and Glenn dead buries one, he can always hit that open rock and concede the 2.
He might be able to get at it, but
There'd be no chance of a 3-under unless he tries to go after the buried rock.
yeah, I would say. Like, we got options to roll behind those 2 guards as well as make the doubles. So
How thin is it?
it's pretty thick.
Okay.
3/4 here with tons of weight.
Whoa, get ready, Jeff. Curl. Wow.
The question was, do you want the other turn? And Brad said
That's
no,
straight.
but that is the one thing we talk about on this arena ice. It's so straight outside in. Sometimes you have to be really risky and cut the ice down or go to the other turn.
I ran straight.
You just popped it a hair at the end.
Did I?
Yeah.
Like, gimme, but.
Okay. Give me cross sheeter.
You don't like rolling behind the center?
Sure, yeah.
I think so.
We're not rolling back button, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even look at that.
That's kind of
That's kind of huge. Where am I going to roll?
Top of the button.
Okay.
Okay.
Board will do that, eh?
I don't think nose kills you.
Okay.
Give him that double again, whatever. Stick around.
Sure, Wayne's right there. Glenn throws board here and hits it thin enough. He could be behind the tee line, and that could be a problem.
Actually, that was the one he didn't really answer. When the question was asked, Wayne just kind of shrugged.
Heavier than you. Whoa. Whoa.
I said nose won't kill us, and that's where it is.
Yeah, I think that's
Probably
the
gimme double.
absolute way to miss it right there.
It's fine, huh?
That's good.
I guess.
Well, if you roll the button, he's still freezing.
Yeah.
3/4.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying if it goes.
What are you
Board?
throwing? What?
Board?
bring the weight down this time to be a little more accurate for the
like
hit
that
and
ice?
roll.
Yeah.
Needs to roll behind cover. Either the red one would be ideal, or if it rolls too far, maybe behind the corner guard.
Final stone for Newfoundland Labrador. Ontario is sitting 2. There is an outside biter on the edge of the 12. Ontario does have the last rock.
Yep. Yes. Hard. 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 Hard.
And stop.
Very nice.
Yep, just there.
Just a beauty. Just sticks out a little wee bit on the outturn side, but this is no gimme.
Tough. Oh, I think if you're gonna run something, run the one for 2. Yeah, if you're gonna run, you run the yellow one. You can't run it for 1.
Yeah, you may as well do this. I'd rather draw for 1.
It's probably there.
Yeah?
It's possible if you get close to the guard.
Just saw mine. Hack.
I think it's that.
You gotta throw hack because you're only gonna hit.
Maybe that's easier.
You're only gonna hit half.
I mean, I think we play one of them for 2.
I think it's there. Yeah, let's play that. Hack.
Hack.
Yep.
Glenn looked at running back his own rock. The most he could possibly score that way would be, or sorry, Brad's rock is score this single point here. So if you're going to try a hard shot like that, either play this tap back, which is really hard, but it's a chance to score a deuce, or you could actually do this other shot, which would also give you 2. If you're going to play a hard one, I might as well play for more than 1.
Just hack. It's definitely there.
Difficult part is you have to push it so far. The other stone in the rings is just a biter. So you need enough weight to do that, but you still have to just squeak the guard and get enough to push it back.
Final stone.
Not enough weight.
Yep. You got to
Picked up right away.
Clean.
Nice hit and roll now by
Clean.
Brad Gushue. Has him sitting 1. They're going to have to flirt with this guard, so it's all on Lang and Saville. They're going to flirt with it. They're going to flirt with it. Oh, and they're going to be all over it. And they don't want to spin that one in 2. Oh, and it just spins away. That close to maybe being a steal of 2 results in a steal of 1. Newfoundland Labrador in a must-win as a 4-2 lead.
You're outside the line. Yeah, lots.
This is a live look at the game between Northwest Territories and the team from Northern Ontario, 6-3. Jamie Cooey from Yellowknife leading. And he does also have the last rock, but it is the Northern Ontario
That's less, Tom?
stone that is the shot stone. Frozen, sitting just back edge side button. Jamie Cooey with his last.
Okay, let's yep, good. How's the weight?
Tom Nogler holding the brush.
How's the weight? Line's good.
Choroskowski and Borden on the brush.
Hard. Real hard. Okay.
And they'll crash out in front. So Northern Ontario and Jacobs keep themselves alive. They still trail by 2. NHL on TSN continues Tuesday. Minnesota Wild will be in Colorado to take the Avalanche. It's a push to the playoffs for both those teams right now outside the top 8 in the West. Live coverage begins 9 Eastern on TSN 2 and TSN Mobile TV. We have our first final on a Sunday afternoon, and the 2010 champions are rolling. Alberta. Kevin Cooey make the final 9-2 over Quebec, and Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi. So it is Alberta who goes to 3-0, and Quebec are now 1-1. Steal of 1. Newfoundland Labrador now up 4-2. So we go to the 8th, and it's the team from the Coldwater District Curling Club, Coldwater, Ontario, skipped by Glenn Howard, that does have the last rock, playing the Yellowstone.
There, Adam.
We talked in the break, Linda. It was an incredibly tough shot that Glenn tried to pull off, and I think it was one of those cases that we had a two-ender for 15 minutes lined up. They had it the whole end, and it was like once Brad made the roll, it was like, well, we've got to give it a shot for two, and I think in hindsight maybe just draw for the single. That wouldn't have been an easy shot either, but Glenn's made a couple good ones.
Hard. You give Brad a lot of credit, though. He's had the mistakes from the front end, and I thought in the first end Brad looked quite upset from having some misses and maybe wouldn't recover. He's recovered beautifully, and Brad is by far the best player on the ice at 91%.
Another slight mistake from the front end from Newfoundland there, and they can't keep doing that against a strong Ontario team.
Yeah, I think so.
Brad definitely saved a deuce that last end.
Forward. Whoa. 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 Off. Whoa. Off. They're cross. All the way good. Right. Off.
I think that was a slide a little left and put it back. Just not picking up the curl quite as soon.
Brent Lang. So with the win by Alberta, they move into a tie for first place with Nova Scotia and Jamie Murphy, both at 3-0. Northern Ontario is on the ice, but trailing. Ontario is trailing. Saskatchewan is currently trailing. And when you look down the board there, as I said earlier, must-wins really for Newfoundland Labrador and Team BC, because they come in with the 2 losses, and 3 so early in the week is rather difficult.
How hard was that?
You're bored.
Bored?
Yeah.
Yeah, less weight, less. Little less. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. 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 Yep. Whoa. 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 I got it.
Skip shot.
And jumps it over behind the couple of corners.
And the mistake from the Newfoundland front end now is a problem.
Well, it might if you hit it in the right spot.
You play the double peel. You could play the straight run back. They're going to try to play the double peel, and if the red one hits the yellow one incredibly thin, it could redirect back onto that rock that's in the rings.
Whoa. Big.
Ryan Fry.
Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Ah. Okay, good shot.
Gets both guards.
Try it, Fry.
Over on sheet A, Saskatchewan. We showed you that wreck by Scott Manners to give up the steal of 1, 3-2. This is BC leading. Final stone and a chance for Saskatchewan to get a couple here. How did you know? Saskatchewan takes the lead.
Over curl.
What a wonderful experience to have the fans behind you and be playing so well.
And he's been very open about it. He's just used the cliche, one day at a time and drinking it all in.
Yet again, Ryan Fry trying to clean it up.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Running it back.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Drives it by, and the shooter
Try, Ryan.
rolls over, still in play.
Really?
Okay.
You like it?
Oh. Yeah. Shot at it.
Same. And then
How's the line?
same.
Okay.
A little more. You got to let it curl.
Easy.
At the end. Whoa, whoa, for a sec. Off for a sec.
Lighter.
Off for a
Lean,
sec.
let over curl.
Let's not go over curl.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Lighter. Okay.
Line's good.
Not much. A little bit though. Yep. Yep.
Line's good.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yep. Little bit.
Yep.
Little bit. Yep.
Come on, you gotta go.
Yep.
Yes. Go.
Yep.
Go. 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 Go.
Right there.
Good spot. Good boy, winner.
Very precise and a really good spot. Guards it virtually completely buried.
Or here.
And 8, 16, 16.
Let's try and run it back.
You don't have much.
When you swing those guards, you can see there's a little piece sticking out on the left-hand side, but that would force Brad Gushue to bump it right across 8 or 9 feet of circles. No. It's better to leave the outside slightly open than the inside, like as it was done there.
Hair low.
The hair low, yeah.
Another try at the run back.
Brad Gushue in his first.
Hard, guys. Hard. Go, hard. Hard.
Got it this time. No. And now a question of where this guard goes. And now they're covering the 8 and a little bit of the 4.
This isn't far off. Takes the other turn and curls by the one in the house.
Throw.
Well, you said that Brad Gushue has been carrying his team.
He's been making up for a lot of mistakes, 91%. Those are not easy shots. That roll last end was a beauty. Glenn Howard has made some terrific shots as well. Don't forget the draws to the button. Just a little lower on the hits.
The player numbers brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
It's almost that same draw I threw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same freeze. I
give you a little bit. I got to give it a
speed's
yeah.
Fine.
Give it to you.
Has to sit 2, but doesn't want to be deep enough to set up a yellow double.
It's extra, I thought.
This is now up to the brushers to make sure that they get it positioned correctly in the house.
Line's good. Lots of room. Lots of room.
Gotta go soon.
Yeah. Right to my broom.
Let me in.
Right to my broom.
I don't think we have to go much, buddy.
Yep. Gotta go. Gotta
Listen
go.
to the communication between Lang and Saville.
Gotta go.
It's lost.
That's good. Nice shot, Glenn.
Right to his broom. That's exactly where it was.
They do have a great conversation. They actually are so good with each other. Craig talking to Brent, and the information comes back from Brent. And that is the little chatter. It doesn't take away from their ability to push down on that broom. But the judgment is all important on that shot.
Might have been too good, Linda, if Brad does what he did last end and makes that perfect hit and roll.
What do you think of that ice for board?
I'm not sure you can see enough of that yellow one that was just thrown to tap it back for the 2.
Not too
I
tight.
think they were trying to actually rub off it because
Yes.
it's going to overlap otherwise. Quite roll far enough.
There's a great angle there. If Brad rolls dead behind the yellow, there's no chance for 2, I don't think. Unless you run the red back. Tough shot.
Final shot for Newfoundland Labrador.
Weight's good. Good weight.
Close. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Once again, Walker and Casey. Got it this time. There's the hit, and there's the roll. And how good's that?
That is really good.
I should have. Real good throw. Yeah.
It's a wee bit of room, I think, but that is just a great shot. Watch this twist at the end. Just kind of comes back that little bit.
Back line, back 12.
Back 12.
Yep. Okay. I'm thinking like
It's another hard one, though.
Oh, boy, is it ever. And it's one of those situations, again, do you take your 1 or do you go for the 2? The scoreboard suggests go for the 2, but a steal here could be devastating. The good news here, you don't have to move that red that far. You only have to get it up really out of the 4-foot.
Maybe he's having second thoughts.
That's all we got. Okay.
It's either that or draw the hole, right?
Yeah.
Drop for 1's not terrible, though. You're only 1 down.
I guess just like a back. I got pretty much hit what I can see. Back 8, back. I'm thinking back 12.
The worry here is
You don't need much more weight.
if he hits it skinny, he rolls off. Is that it? I mean, if he, the weight, even if he doesn't move it, can he not sit there for 1? If he doesn't move it far enough?
Yeah, if you threw like draw weight, you're right, Vic. If you don't try for the 2, and this is where Linda always talks about, you can't have an in-between here. You either go for the 2 with back 8-foot weight, or you go for the 1 with a draw. So if you're somewhere in between, you're not going to move that red one far enough.
Yep. So final stone. Another great hit and roll by Brad Gushue has in position to possibly steal again.
Whoa, as soon as we can.
Lang, Saville, backing right off now. You can hear Madaw. Get off. Needs to come over, feather that stone. Now, somebody's got to jump on the red. Jump on the red, move it far enough. Not quite, and the shooter will settle in time. And it'll be one for Ontario.
Great try.
Newfoundland Labrador in a terrific game. Has he got it? No, sorry, Glenn, just one. Time now for the M&M Meat Shops Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca. Enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for two to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. We'll give you the secret word shortly. It's our first day of 3 draws a day. Draw 3 went this morning. This is draw 4. We're back with you again at 7:30 Eastern Time tonight for draw 5. Our featured game tonight will be Nova Scotia, 3 straight wins against New Brunswick.
Yeah, I think so. Hard, guys.
Nice shot, nice try for Ontario. Just couldn't push the stone far enough. The shooter settled for a single. And so here in the 9th, it's Newfoundland and Labrador leading by 1. They also have the last rock playing the Redstones.
I like the end.
2 spectacular hit and rolls by the skipper for Newfoundland, Brad Gushue, taking away a deuce, a steal of 1 in the 7th, a 3-point swing, and forcing Glenn to a single there when it looked like a 2.
Top 12. Hard then.
So Glenn is putting all the rocks in play that he can.
Hard, guys.
The choice for Jeff is to draw around those 2 front
Needs to curl a
stones.
ton. Real short. Go, go, go. Get it as far as you can. Come on. Hard. Hard. Hard, hard. Come on, get it in. Hard. Hard, guys. Hard, 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 hard. Hard.
Not quite.
A couple slight mistakes by Jeff. The one way off center line, a little deep and way over curled, and then just another guard here. Game on. Great separation by the 2 yellow Ontario guards. Tough to double off.
Weight's good.
Line's good.
Heavy.
Not heavy.
Line's fine. Line's good.
Weight's good.
Line's really good. Line's good, Rube.
Based on the game so far, this is where Ontario can make a big move.
Sure,
Adam Casey for Brad Gushue's team has been struggling, and Brett Lang has good numbers, so maybe a little swing possible here.
Yep. Hard. Great. Come on, guys. Go. Hard. Go. Get right in there. Get right in there.
Keep going. Go.
Attaboy.
Yeah, touch the red.
And
just grazed it with
enough
my foot.
to
I moved it.
get there for shot stone.
Just grazed it.
Northwest Territories Yukon and the team from Yellowknife leading by a couple. Jamie Cooey against Brad Jacobs from Sault Ste. Marie. Final rock from Cooey. Angles it back. It kills the one there. Couldn't avoid the jam. Picks up 2 more. 8-4.
Slower rock,
so the longer guard is peeled off by Brad.
I threw my slow one up here.
And it'll be put back by Glenn.
20 fingers.
It's too slow.
It's interesting, Russ, if I heard that correctly. It's Craig said, I threw my slow one up here. It's as if both of them are fighting with a couple of stones.
You'd think if they've identified that early enough, they'd put the 2 slow ones together and make it that much easier to manage for whoever gets the honor of throwing those 2 rocks.
All right, guys. Hard, Savvy. All right, guys. Go,
Here
Savvy,
you are,
go.
you lucky man. You get to throw it.
Better. Go.
We're honoring you with the slow stones.
And there's proof it's slow and almost didn't get over.
Okay. This.
It's really a wasted guard.
You have to wonder if Brad's even going to worry about it.
Okay.
It's curious because You know, in the first couple of ends, we saw stones just from the Ontario front end barely make it over the hog line.
Yeah, they definitely struggle with those stones. There's no question about it.
Whoa! Yep! Yes!
I'm really surprised they're hitting this one, Linda.
I'm very surprised.
Okay.
Works, though.
All right. Drop.
I think both from the standpoint of strategy, but just the player throwing has been the one struggling. Now he makes that, so good for Adam.
Confused you.
He's got a pretty easy intern run, right? Yeah.
Well, we're not
We
gonna
know
just
Adam
keep
can
throwing
play.
guards
It's
all
all
day.
about that confidence. You know, you come to your first Brier, you're playing with a gold medalist. There's a lot of pressure here, and you struggle a little bit. You lose your first 2 games. It's hard to get it going. You can either go one direction or the other.
Line's good.
A great double there.
Wayne is the
Line's good.
general
Whoa, whoa.
manager at the Port Carling
Tight.
Golf and Country Club.
Line's got a curl right now. At the end. Down. Yep. At the end. Yep. 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 Hard. Yep. Gotta go. Gotta go hard, Savvy. You gotta go hard.
Yep. Keep it going. Keep going. Keep it going.
Go. Okay.
Fuck's sakes.
Just here.
I can't make it with that.
What?
I can't make it with that.
What can you make it with?
Saskatchewan is sitting 2 around the edge of the
Like
12-foot.
board
That's
looks
what's
like-
facing BC, and there skip
Try heavy
Jim
hack.
Cotter,
Okay.
trailing by
Just, we gotta
1
curl a
and
little
looking
bit past
to
the guard
win
make
his
sure we get by
first
this.
last rock here in the 8th.
Heavy hack. I don't think it's gonna curl crazy here.
Jim did have a chance to sit 2 with his first and made a mistake, and that allowed Saskatchewan to hit the other rock that was in the rings, and now it is only a chance for
good.
1.
Yep.
On our sheet, Ryan Fry.
Just heavy hack. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
BC will get their single to tie it.
Good boy, Jimmy.
Oh, it's
Wait.
Yeah, hard on the roll. Hard.
Wow, wonderful. He feathered the guard and avoids the jam to sit 2.
He's equal to Brad in numbers after the 8th end.
Shot,
And
Ryan.
that was a
Guard's
great
not-
conversation Ryan had with Brad about how much weight you needed to get through that port. It maybe looked big, but it was a difficult port to come through to get it by that red one in the house. Very nicely played.
We talked about Adam Casey having to pick it up a bit. He's 15% lower than Brent Lang, and but the difference is Fry and Gushue 91% each.
Yeah, all day.
Whoa.
All day. Whoa.
Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Boy, it looked like it may have jumped on him. Now they're trying to save it. Get it by.
No roll.
Yep.
And they'll roll it over top 4, and that shot stone.
Hey, shoot.
That's a beauty, and great brushing one more time to get it by.
A great shot.
Left that first one.
Boy, just heads down and make sure it gets by and also gets the roll.
Well, I guess.
Quarters. 2/3.
That's nice curling when you're aiming at a dead buried rock and you're worried about how far you roll it. Needs to make the double peel here.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Ryan does the marketing and events for the Ballyhaley Country Club.
Keep going. That's fine.
Opens everything up.
Good shot.
Ryan Fry had an angle
should've
raise
been
that was
on yours,
fairly
just a
makeable for somebody
fraction
his
quicker.
caliber, and Brad could have sat 2 buried, but that would be the one way to let Glenn Howard off the hook here. This opens everything up.
Yeah.
Now decision time for Ontario.
Okay.
They're going to elect to play the guard, try to steal and tie this game up. These guards have to be perfect.
I think so.
I think so too. If I make a good one, then we can at least get him forced.
Halfway tight, eh?
Yeah, same as Wayne's, really, eh?
Yeah.
Clean.
That should be there. Yeah. Pretty good weight. Spinner.
Right here. Right to my broom. Line's good. Right to my broom.
Not quite there.
Gotta go then. You gotta get it here. Go then.
Hard.
Go.
Hard.
Glenn Howard and his
Hard.
first.
Go then, right there, right there.
Hard,
Oh,
hard.
Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there.
Perfect.
Shot, Glenn. Great shot.
It's real good. Thanks.
Try if we can roll in off of it. It's about a half for that, eh?
Pretty darn close, yeah.
Always looking for something else to be played. They want to get rid of the guard, but they're going to try and bounce something in off the rock way over on the side.
This is really tough, but why not?
Yeah,
You make the peel first. If you're heading in that direction, just be focused on trying to hit that red in the exact right spot. It's possible.
And then it would really make Glenn have to think about his shot.
He's had a brilliant game so far.
Yep.
Brad Gushue.
Hard, 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 hard.
Yeah. Get it. Good try. Try, Brad.
Thought he might be able to spill the stone off his own and in.
That's it, stay board.
Big.
Fours.
Good shot.
I think you're gonna roll.
Yeah.
I think you can make the blank if you.
Okay.
Board?
Board?
Like that, Ike?
Yeah, I do. Let me see. A little more.
Could throw the guard. You don't make the guard, you lose the game, though. You give up a 2, probably. You're down 3-0. You're down 3 points coming home.
I'm thinking, like, I can make the same guard. We steal 1.
Yeah.
You know, we may have a chance of 3 the next time. You never know.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang around.
Well,
Fours?
again,
Yeah,
what's more possible? What's more makeable? If you're, he said, oh, we maybe get 3 next end. You want that last rock that badly, do you?
Well, two's very possible in this type of ice. So by just making a simple shot, it could force Brad to the single, and then you can get your 2 to tie it. If you get a break, you get your 3 and win.
Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Okay. Pistol.
That's fine.
I did talk about the matchups in previous years between these two teams. The only time it was close was in 2009, and it was 3-10 for Glenn Howard to defeat Brad Gushue.
I think it will.
I knew
Got to go through.
that you'd know that.
Yeah. Well, we could try this.
Yeah. We can't hit it too. We can't go over the top of it, eh?
I think you could, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just play board. Board on the nose.
Okay.
We talked about hitting 3/4 of the shot rock really hard, hitting the second one and glancing up and going
risky.
backwards towards the Tim Hortons sign.
No, I think there is a hole there.
You could even hit the outside
And I'd hate
rock,
to find
3/4 of it, half of it maybe, and try to wiggle through. But if you ever miss that,
Maybe a
it's a
hair more.
steal of one. So
Yeah.
Is it for sure?
discretion, the better part of valor here, and
Are you
just
playing
hit
board? Oh, are you?
soft weight, hit and stay. Take the single and take your chances. 2 up, coming home without.
Final stone here in 9, facing a couple.
Hard.
All the way, guys.
Hard, guys.
Walker and Casey now trying to communicate above the bit of a roar here at
Gotta go
Credit
hard.
Union Center.
Hard for peace. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Hard for a
Boy, oh
piece.
boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a turnaround this is. Oh, goodness, too thin. And it's a steal of 2 for Ontario.
Grab or
Grab.
I thought you were a little light.
it was a little light on your hand.
Wow. Could have thrown that anywhere on the other side of that rock had the catcher.
Right.
Got it, threw it okay?
I thought you were a little tight.
So
on the weight.
Ontario will take the lead. Newfoundland and Labrador will have the last rock coming home, and maybe that little bit of a roar bothered the front end, because make the final. The team from Northwest Territories, Yukon, wins it 8-5. Jamie Cooey is a winner. Time now for the M&M Meat Shops Final End Challenge, and the secret word is lasagna. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter that secret word lasagna for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championships in Sochi, Russia.
Making everybody hungry.
Yes. Somehow I don't think Gushue's saying lasagna. Might be saying something else as he misses with his final stone in 9. Gives up the steal of 2. And now with last rock here in 10, trails by 1.
Out-turn looks better.
This is where all the experience, though, Russ, comes into play. You have to, as you often say, park it. You do have the last rock. You still have a chance here.
Well, Brad will park it. He's been through this before. He's been in these type of situations a lot at such a young age. And you saw Toby McDonald sneak out during the commercial break and have a few words. And,
the X factor, as he calls it, right?
can the rest of the team park it? That's the key.
Close to the hack.
This is an overthrow here.
You have to get a piece of something.
Here again, there's the wave going around the Credit Union Center here, so it's noisy. Do you think the noise was a factor in that miss at all? Did they not pick up the stone right away, the front end, or did he just miss, flat out miss?
Just a little heavy, I think, Vic, but there's got to be adrenaline for this young front end. Jeff would never have been in that situation with the crowd buzzing around. Visually, you can see the wave, the noise. Not too hard to have a little extra adrenaline.
And in the last shot for Gushue, Linda?
Yeah, it's just so unlike him. All he had to do was blast something out of there you'd be tied with. Not such a bad position, and he just babied the thing.
You can see why he threw it light to hang around, but you could miss that on the high side at 1,000,000 miles an hour and not give up more than one, and probably make the double and sit for one. Steal a one wouldn't have been bad, but two, that was a huge mistake.
Go! Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go. Keep going, Savvy. Hard, buddy. Go. Go. Good sweeping, boys. Good sweep, fellas. Good shot.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, fellas. That looks pretty good to me, huh?
No, I know, but I can make it with 10 feet more weight.
The other option is just drawing here.
Or can we...
I don't mind that. I don't know if you can get through there, though. I don't know if you can either. You like this?
Okay, I like it. I like that.
Okay.
Hack.
We just got to leave room for me or Brad to make a
Thing
draw.
that they have to remember here, if you're the young Newfoundland team, is one mistake, you win this game. Just keep applying some pressure.
Well, the reason they're going after shot rock is the same thing we say over and over when you have the hammer. You need some room to get two in there, and they'd like to move this thing out of the button area.
Hard! Hard! Hurry! Really hard! Go,
Adam
boy,
Casey,
go!
Walker and Fry on the brush. Get it by that one. Oh, they did. Very nice.
A little quiet, eh?
No, wait, that was Hack.
No better time for him to make a good shot.
Break at that Tim's.
Curled a little more than they thought.
Impressive shot through the right speed.
Good contact.
Right on board. Whoa! Whoa! Off. Whoa! Off. Stay close. Whoa! 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 Off. Whoa! Right off. Whoa! 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 That's right in the nose. That's right in the nose.
And right on the nose, indeed.
Just protect it a bit.
Like the same weight?
Okay. Roll too far.
Chance to roll underneath.
Touch more. Touch more.
Heavy hack. Close.
Close.
Whoa.
Close.
Whoa. Off.
Whoa.
Off.
Other way up. Yeah.
Hard. Hard. Try it. Hard. Hard. Make him change the other turn anyway. Hard. 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 Roll.
Come on,
roll.
Adam.
Let's take a look at the game story now. It's brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. Is it all about the that last end?
Well, it certainly is a big part of this story. One part was also the seventh end when Glenn Howard tried a very difficult shot for two and wrecked on the guard, but you can't avoid talking about the last end. Brad Gushue just had to make something go away, over curls and gives up a steal of two.
Gotta go. Hard. Real hard. Hard. Right to it. Right to it. Okay.
And a little thin.
Okay.
But it will hang around, pops out into the open tee line, 8-foot.
Well, this is what they've been waiting for. If you're cheering for Newfoundland and Labrador, Wayne rolling that far means there is lots of room now to get in there.
Even 8, I think, for you.
Ryan, hold up.
And there's bound to be some noise in the building.
Line's
Saskatchewan is still on the ice as they play in the ninth
Line's
against
good,
BC on the other side
hard
of
for
the
line.
Credit Union Center.
Hard for line.
We'll keep you
Go!
updated.
Real hard for line, guys. You got some room now. Switch if you can. Switch. Okay.
Go, just go.
Yep.
Brian Fry draws the top four.
What the best he could do, 3/4 buried. It's a long enough guard, though. If Wayne has the right speed, he can get at that.
Yeah.
Whoa, plenty of weight.
Yep.
Whoa, plenty of weight.
Whoa, close.
Whoa.
Close. Whoa, close.
A little hot out of his hand, baby.
Yep.
Lang Saville just waiting now. Feather. And enough to push it out the back.
Nope.
Really nice throw to actually not only get that, but to hang around in a dangerous position.
They're going to see if they can roll into the position rather than draw there.
Heavy board. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Hard.
Whoa.
Jumps it over to spill out into the hole.
Shot.
Sits for shot. Stone tee line, edge of the button.
Sorry, Ryan. It's all right. We could draw the button.
Rolled out
here.
in the open, but the good news for Gushue is this yellow one here. If Glenn hits too much of this red one coming down, he can jam this. So I think he'll throw peel weight and just try to hit it as thin as he can, shoot it at the side. Too late to make a mistake. Just removal of the red.
2-4 last night. Just pick it out of there?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go, Cliffy.
Ontario leads by one. Skip Stones here in 10.
Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
Still on it. Lang, Saville. Spill it out the side and avoid the jam at the back.
Shot.
Boy, Cliffy.
Shot, skipper.
Nicely done to get it across the top of the back one.
Feeling the red one's pretty good, isn't it? Because if he comes back there, you're basically going back there.
Planning ahead to where this one might land. It's time for Gushue to try and make a skip's deuce, try and get the two with his own rocks. We already saw one nice come around earlier, and it's hard to completely bury unless you do go deep.
I think so.
And you don't want to do that and leave the freeze.
Brad gets a little bit less curl on his out turn. He tends to give it a little bit of a pop as he puts the turn on from an inside position, so it'll hang and hang and hang. The speed's going to have to be perfect to bury this.
Right now it is Ontario sitting 2, top 12, back edge of the 8.
Really hard for
Gushue in his first.
Hard for line. Gotta go, guys.
Huge scrub now, Casey and Walker. By one. Now they got to get it by the Stone top 12, and they can't.
Just light.
A little late. I had a 9-3 though.
Double.
Run
We're two
double.
now. We're two right
now. He's got a score in there.
Timeout.
Time. Wherever the official is.
I think so.
Time.
I do.
Ontario calling the first of 2 90-second timeouts.
The only thing I'm concerned about, if I tap it to here, can he make the double and still get
Yeah,
two?
but you're this one, right?
Yeah, because his shooter's still...
No, ours. We're shot here.
Should be.
We're gonna.
This one's ahead of this one.
Right.
So there's nowhere he can hit it to beat wherever this
That's
one
right.
goes.
There you go.
You can tap us on the nose.
You're buying
too,
my
right?
logic.
He never has that.
Okay, so there you go. Well,
You could get to nose.
What do you want him to have to play? Like, he could just draw here, too.
Is
there an in-turn draw? What happens if we throw one out here? I guess he just needs 8 foot, though.
He papers the guard. The double's there.
Yeah, true.
Obviously, I just can't tap this in the open. That's the only thing I can't do.
Tap that in the open. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you don't want
But
to get
if
tight to
I
this.
tap it to the nails, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. You tap it right to here.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Let me see the ice. What are you thinking?
You're playing those draws. That draw was there. We were here.
We're checking in now on Saskatchewan and BC. They're still in the 9th of a 4-4 tie. Yellowstone, top 4. Yellowstone back button. They belong to Jim Cotter and the team from Vernon and Kelowna. Final rock is going to come up now from Scott Manners and the Saskatchewan team from Battleford. Got to come through the hole.
And this is just to make something go away, Vic.
Yep. Hard, hard, hard.
Big Scrubb got to get it by that one time. Oh, they did make it go away. So it will be the steal of one. BC will lead. Saskatchewan will have the last rock coming home.
Good to see you play.
How gutsy a call is this one? You like this call?
Yeah, I do, because Wayne had a good point. If Glenn taps this, he'll actually sit 3 if there's a raise made. So I think they're just trying to end the game right here. It's a good opportunity just to tap this straight back.
Straight only. Line's real good. Got a curl of hair.
Line 2.
Once again, Lang, Saville. Now there's Madaw trying to pick it up, trying to take it all the way back, and they'll just get it to sit now. Top edge of the 4, but it is Ontario that is sitting. 1-2.
That didn't slide.
Leading by 1 after that dramatic miss by Gushue to give up the steal of 2 and 9.
My.
That says it all, does it?
He's very annoyed with himself on the first
It's there,
one.
but
There. What do you give her?
They're looking at the triple.
Just a straight yellow triple around the corner, around the center. I mean, yeah.
That's your
That's what they were looking at.
Yeah, it's probably there, but boy, oh boy. The odds of making that are probably not as high as stealing the 11th.
Shooter never spins.
no.
And that's a sign of somebody who's frustrated, looking for something. We talk about that a lot, looking for something out of nothing, but he's back to just trying to get the one.
So angle raised to get shot
Ward weight.
stone.
Ward weight?
Yeah.
You got it, Brad.
Stay here, Les. Like that ice. For half rock. I like it better, yeah.
He's lost his first 2. Looked like he might pick up a win here until the 9th.
Board,
and now needs this to force an extra.
Just board.
Brad Gushue, Newfoundland, Labrador, final rock. Here in the 10th, Walker, Casey.
Sit.
Uh-oh. And it did. We're going one more.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by a Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. And by Capital One, what's in your wallet?
One other game is on the ice, and it is Saskatchewan against BC. Scott Manners looking to make it 2 in a row out of Battleford, British Columbia. Jim Cotter trying to win his first, lost his first 2. Now, we showed you, of course, in 9, BC with the steal of 1 to lead 5-4. It is Saskatchewan that does have the last rock coming home. And we'll go there when they get close. Newfoundland Labrador get the single to tie it at 5. And so we're going one more. Newfoundland Labrador has dropped their first 2. Ontario looking to win 2 in a row.
We were just talking about this potential shot The tick was tried. It will push it too far. It will come back. And a little bit of the guessing as to what will happen. But that guard was nice and tight to the ring. So often we do see the tick tried instead of the come around. Craig, just a little bit too much push, a little too straight on.
Watch Brad when he went to put that rock back. He looked for a minute to see the little ring. There's usually a little ring in the arena ice where the rock was sitting, the yellow one, and it's almost like a ball marker. You actually know exactly where to put this one.
Definitely got that over.
Yeah, it should be over on its own.
Definitely over.
Clean it. I think it's pretty close.
Now trying for the long guard, the one near the hog line, the challenge rock, really, to keep the separation.
Hard. Hard, guys, hard.
Come on, guys.
Hard.
Go, 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 go.
Hard.
Oh, dear.
They made the initial reaction that it's definitely over. In other words, a hair heavy, and then I think the sweepers just relaxed. You could hear the thrower, Jeff, saying, "I think it's pretty close, guys." Boy, that's a massive mistake.
More weight.
Whoa, whoa, close, whoa.
One more try.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Hard. 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 Whoa.
Great
Atta
shot.
boy,
Very
Sally.
nice.
Just could hang up in the rings, too. Could spin.
Perfect. Catcher?
Counter.
Wow. What a turnaround. Chance to have two guards and a chance to certainly sink a rock to nothing and a saver for Team Ontario.
It seems like this game just wasn't meant to be for Brad. We talked about how Glenn Howard has won all the matchups up till now, dominating performances, and yet in this game it was Ryan Fry and Brad Gushue with the remarkable shots right until that huge miss in 9 by Brad.
All right, keep her going. Go, 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 go.
You hate to pick on him because he's a one-man show. He saved this game many times with 2 perfect hit and roll, 7th and 8th end, but the one he threw light in 9 didn't make any sense at all. You could have thrown a bullet down there and never given up more than 1.
Again, just barely getting it across, and you can see the frustration.
And that's something you're going to have to park. During a game, you have to do it, but certainly if this one goes Howard's way, Brad Gushue and his team will have to find a way to recover.
Again, as we pointed out, to lose 3, and it's not over yet. If you're Newfoundland Labrador, if you should lose your 3rd on just the 2nd day, when 7 and 4 is usually the mark that will get you something, a playoff spot. That's a long way to go the rest of the week.
Well, it's not that he's certainly favored in most of those games, but curling's a slippery sport. It's played on ice, and it's so hard to run a winning streak together. Anybody can jump up and play well against you, and they also have Mr. Cooey staring at them later in the week.
Yep, come on. Halfway. A little more. A little more. Halfway. Go, go, go.
Need to get him tighter.
It's quite a bit tight, right?
So when he wants it tighter, how tight does he want to the rings?
Probably in about the 2.5, 3 position. If it's long enough and this is hit dead on, Brad goes right around it. It's long enough that Team Ontario can get at that. So probably within about 4 feet of the rings.
Yep.
Yep.
Close, boys.
And it all depends on the timing. Sometimes you want it a little higher to try and encourage a peeled jam, something to run into another rock and maybe leave rocks around. And as this end goes along and we get closer to skip stones, they need something that Brad can draw around. That all assumes that you're going to get a mistake from Ontario and leave something out there.
Oh, almost in.
Take it. Well, make sure it's past this now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're easily past.
Yeah. And whatever.
Lack of concentration there, because now you cannot run the red onto the other red and jam. It's just a removal of the red.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just clean.
Whoa.
Just clean.
Weymada.
Wait. Yeah, I thought it was tight. Never that deep.
What's that?
I said I thought it was tight, like, but never that deep. Still looks pretty tight. Tight. Halfway.
It's right here, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna go there.
It's good. It's good.
Shot, Ryan.
That's about the spot
no
Vic, they
idea how
wanted
that
it
first one's
before. It's tight enough that if you do get around this with a mistake, it's tough to get at that buried rock.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Good.
Oh boy, I wasn't chasing those.
They probably just hit it.
Shoot, winner.
So a change up in the plan. That mistake on the guard played by Newfoundland and Labrador, the one that was hogged. Now you don't have anything to work with, and Brad is going to come around the one in the house.
Pretty similar to what he threw last time.
You'll hope to end up at least making Glenn look at a couple rocks in the house,
I think this is a better chance.
even though they won't be very well positioned as far as depth.
If it makes it, we're done.
Maybe he puts it a hair short and you can come around that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. So top 8 then?
Yeah. Needs to be full 8 for sure.
Full 8. Top.
You like that ice?
Yeah. I'm taking the speed, same way you threw last time. I think this pass should be good.
Really?
Okay, I think so too.
Maybe a touch more.
Historically, this spot's a little quicker. We haven't seen any here in a long time.
That looks there.
That looks there.
Skip
Top
Stones
4.
here in this extra.
Top 14.
5-5 tie.
Line only.
Line's good.
It's okay.
Behind T.
Just behind it.
I can't see Adam.
Just behind T.
Just behind it. Line only.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Shot, Brad.
Sit.
Head to the butt.
Grasping at straws, and he has a hold of one.
Brad slid well here.
Good.
Good shot. Everybody will do it.
It's something I find a lot of teams don't do. The front end for Ontario watch that rock intensely to give Glenn some feedback on that path. A lot of the front ends are busy cleaning paths and getting the rock for the skip, but not even watching the shot. Good information there. That did slide a long way.
See 8 foot, eh?
Yeah.
Some people might be wondering why they don't take the guard off the front.
That should be there.
There are times that you try to do that and you actually roll to a better guard. And in this particular situation, Glenn feels he's going to be drawing for the win.
20 tons.
Line's good, right?
We're good.
Tons.
That's all there.
It's heavy.
No.
It's trying. It's still right to it.
No, on the line, you're on it.
Curl. Okay. Fine, clip it.
And right to it.
Ooh, that lost its handle coming in. That nearly went the other way.
Well, you don't want to leave it wide open, but edge on edge, he's drawing, cuts it down as much. Just above the tee line, edge on edge with the guard.
Okay. 2 4 feet less.
What?
2 4 feet less.
Don't have to bury it here. If you bury it, you give Glenn more room with his last one. So just tuck a half an inch or so.
Do you like a hair more ice, maybe?
I think that's good.
I think it really hooks at the end.
What'd you get on that last one?
88.
So 9.5 is good, eh?
Yeah.
I like the front end, the fact they're ready with the information. You don't want to be sitting in the hack and not getting it quickly.
It's not heavy.
Line's
Weight's
good.
good. Well, if you can. Looks pretty
Line's
good.
good.
Well, if you can. You're pretty good.
Line's
good.
real good. Line's good.
Hard.
Big scrub for Walker and Casey, and they will drag it there for Shot Stone. No doubt it'll be a draw for the win. needing full 8 foot. Now over on sheet A. Saskatchewan. Great last shot at BC by Jim Cotter to push the stone back. The shot stone, punch it through the hole. So this is a draw against a couple for Scott Manners and the team from Battleford. And listen to the crowd here. Listen to the crowd. And they are going to go one more. And you can see Glenn Howard is waiting until the Credit Union Center settles. Full 8 foot.
So? I think it's okay.
For the win.
How's the line?
Two of the best judges in the world.
Line's right on the butt. Clean. Clean it. Right on the butt.
Full 8 foot.
They liked it on release.
Clean it. Clean it. Boy, Skipper. Come on, keep it going. Keep going. Keep going.
On the button already.
Boy, Skipper.
For the win. Ontario will win it, make the final 6-5 to win a second in a row. And Brad Gushue and the team from Newfoundland and Labrador will drop their first 3.
Good job, guys. Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a long way back for the gold medalist. So Ontario with the win now go to 2-0, 1 game back in the win column behind Nova Scotia and Alberta, and then Newfoundland Labrador along with New Brunswick and PEI down at the bottom, still winless, and BC at 0-2, and BC still on the ice against Saskatchewan. Just a reminder, we'll be back with you 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will see that 3-0 team, Jamie Murphy from CFB Halifax, as he goes against New Brunswick, and Terry Odishaw from Curl Moncton. Been a tough start for them. They could have quite easily been in a situation where Moncton and Odishaw could have picked up a couple of wins, but mistakes down the stretch. So 1 game remains on the ice on this Sunday afternoon, draw 4.
Still gotta go.
And it is Saskatchewan against BC. Saskatchewan picks up the single. We're tied at 5. And it is BC and the team of Jim Cotter from the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs playing the Yellowstones that does have the last draw.
Same way.
Mike Armstrong got that first one over the hog line by a half an inch. And we watched that in the Newfoundland game at Hog Rock. And it's the ice slows down just as shade, and nothing the ice makers can do. You've got 2 practices, 11 ends in this case. Almost every rock goes down that slide path, and it has to slow down a little bit.
Tick was made the first time by Rick Sawatsky, the BC lead. And there's a second one.
Spectacular shooting, especially when they're that high. The first one was just over the hog line. You wouldn't even practice that shot.
Throw it up. 1.
I know Kevin Cooey from Alberta said that they were a scrappy team, that sometimes they make some misses, but they come through in the end. Reminds me a little bit about this game. We've been glancing over, and it looks like both skips have had to make some big shots to get their teams out of trouble. Maybe in particular Jim Cotter, coming into this game, he was in the low 70s as a shooting percentage. He's 80 in this game, and I think he's made some very big shots to get his team out of trouble, and has now taken it to 11 with the hammer.
Well, that last shot, we didn't see it, but he made a wonderful shot to force Saskatchewan into the draw for the single.
Made a real nice one in 9 to force the steal, which is the difference in the game here right now.
Playing second stones, Ty Griffith.
Yep. Me. Oh. Good.
Nice. I always found these huge for the second stone, Linda. The lead makes that incredibly 2 good shots, high degree of difficulty, and then you immediately think, boy, we just have to keep peeling, which isn't that tough a shot. We win the game, and that's when the mistakes tend to show up.
it becomes a mindset of I don't want to mess up as opposed to I want to make good shots.
Mine's
good. Here, less.
A little less. That's fine.
Brian
Fine.
Dice throwing the second stones for this rookie Saskatchewan team from Battleford.
Okay. Mine's good. Mine's real good. Okay, Mike. It's good right there.
I bumped this one a bit.
You hit that stationary rock, Jimmy.
I just bumped out a hair.
Which
It
way
just
did it
went
go?
straight.
Oh, it just went straight, just so you know. Yeah.
Little thinner this way. Like that.
Once you make the tick, you do have to be aware of the rocks you've pushed around, and that's why you have Jim talking to Ty about which direction to push this and how thin to hit it. They don't want to move something onto one of those rocks that have been ticked over and maybe bounce the opposition rock into the rings. So there's the thin tick to avoid pushing anything in. Nicely done.
Good throw.
Yeah.
Side.
Now I can breathe again, and you can get the camera off me.
Exactly.
You see this building still really full of people.
Sure.
I was very impressed with that draw in 10 by Saskatchewan, because it is so easy to let the crowd overpower your thoughts as a brusher in particular, but even the people calling that one into the house, they handled that beautifully. They just dusted it in.
Hit the heads down early,
They
and you're right.
did.
That's when you can make that mistake.
You're all there. Try and get across. Try and cross.
Easy, guys, easy.
Cross the line. Come on. Cross that line.
So looking ahead to our coverage coming up on Monday morning, we will see Saskatchewan against Jamie Cooey and the team from Yellowknife. That's Monday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's draw 6. And Kathy Doce and Ryan Mudrick will have that for you. Kevin Folk throwing the third stones for the BC champions.
Ty. Like that?
Like that, guys?
I know Linda likes that, to move it around a little bit.
Yeah.
At this point, you're really a little desperate.
Same way
Two
it's
beautiful
supposed to.
ticks are made, and now you're really looking for an opportunity, a big mistake by the opposition. I know Scott's trying to also read the ice, find a spot that maybe during the game there was a mistake or was a little tougher to read.
Tyler Lang throwing the third stones. One of the few players in the field that wears
slots.
the baseball cap.
Let it come over here.
All throughout the season, he's
No,
always
still over
worn a
here.
Toronto Blue Jays baseball
Coming.
cap. But coming here, he had to
Coming now.
change it and
Come on.
get with the colors, and so he's gone to
A
the
little deeper.
stitched Saskatchewan green.
That's good. Shot, Ty.
It's interesting, though. I know a lot of people that walk into this building with the very bright lights find it hard, and that's why you actually see some people wear the cap even though they haven't in other venues.
Where do you want to
So certainly if you're used to it, you don't want to go away from that.
Yeah. Yep. Hard. Yep. Right to it.
Sawatsky and Griffith, and just enough to roll it away. So now what to do if you are
One more?
Scott Manners? One more?
Or do you guys like here?
Good throw.
3.
This is the fascinating part about the sport, is we'll listen to them talk here.
You can maybe set up 2 in the house.
Good. You want to do that?
Time out or?
Would call it?
You guys don't mind it. I don't mind it either. Let's play.
This is back to the theory of you want to sit 2 because you don't think that the opposition is going to miss the peel. So you try and draw around whatever's there. The only problem for Scott is what's there is either long or wide. It's not really that useful a guard.
It was funny how Gushue had this exact same situation, decided to draw with his first one and try to sit 2 with his second one.
Okay, well, let's...
Exact same, different approach this time around.
first Brier for all four members of this Saskatchewan team from Battleford.
No, it's just running down the sheet. Here it comes. Let it. Got a long way to go. It's all the way there.
Whoa.
No.
That's fine. That's good.
Yep.
And it'll stop. Back 12.
That's a nice spot.
Could give you a hair less weight, eh?
Yeah, just a hair. Well, you just got it out of hair, and then it's fine though.
Okay.
As that came to rest, it did the same thing that Glenn's last two shots did. Almost lost their handle. You have to be very aware. The adrenaline's flowing. You get to that hog line in a hurry, and sometimes you don't put the sufficient spin on the handle.
Want a bit more, Jim?
No, that's good.
Okay.
As we look over the shoulder of Rick Folk, of course, Rick now is coaching his BC team, but he was, of course, the last Saskatchewan team to win the Canadian Men's Curling Championship back in 1980. Jim Cotter in his first.
Top 8.
Whoa, that.
How much? Right here.
Lots of rotation on this one. They're just watching to see the speed, thinking again that this will be the shot they have to play for the win.
Spot.
Would have been tempted to brush that, Linda. It's get it back as far as you can and have a little more space to draw with your last one.
Or if he can hang tough, this place will be wild. Scott Manners. Nobody knew of this.
Make sure we stay shot here.
Gentleman from Lloydminster.
Got to give you a bit less, okay?
So close to the Alberta border that he played for most of 15 years in Alberta. Played with the likes of Jamie King and Randy Furby and
quite a bit less.
Line's good.
Spiels.
Where is it?
We're okay. Line's really good.
Sure.
Yep, go a bit. Yep, come on.
You have to watch the line on this as it's coming into the house. It may really go.
Easy.
Whoa, then.
Make sure to lock it.
Line's real good. Line's real good. Whoa.
So
No,
Armstrong
line's real
and
good.
Dice have
Easy.
backed off now, trying to put it right on the corner.
On its own, you got it. Sit, sugar.
And it'll sit there.
If BC had swept this yellow one and brought it back into that area, then the red one would almost have to be here, and there'd be that much more room to make that draw.
Yeah, it was surprising. That is actually where BC called it. And so that's why the Brushers took it there. But all they needed was shot rock. They did not need to be on the tee line.
They might have been trying to force a mistake, too, because that was a great shot by Scott.
A little less on this one.
So Scott drops it on the tee line. That means BC has to be near 4 foot with this draw.
We know it slows down a wee bit in the center. Now he's got lots of ice here. It shouldn't slow down until almost into the rings.
Same situation facing BC as it was with Newfoundland Labrador. They come in with 2 straight losses. A third would be a punishing loss so early in this year's Tim Hortons Brier. He needs a piece of the 4 foot.
T-line, guys. T-line.
Needs a piece of the 4. Jim Cotter. Team from Vernon and Kelowna. Griffith, Sawatsky on the brush. Needs 4 foot for the win. They've backed off now. They've backed right off now. They've backed right off now, and it will stop back 4. BC will pick up the win. Make the final 6-5. British Columbia. So top of the table, the 2 teams at 3-0. Nova Scotia, Alberta. Ontario is at 2-0. And then down at the bottom, BC picks up their first win. New Brunswick, Newfoundland Labrador. PEI still looking for win number 1. Won't be long. We'll be back with you 7:30 Eastern Time, and we'll see that 3-0 team, the Blue Nosers. Jamie Murphy from Halifax going against Terry Odishaw from Moncton. Quite a day on this Sunday afternoon here in Saskatoon. So till we talk with you again tonight, thank you for joining us. The Tim Hortons Brier is here on Canada's sports leader, TSN. Sports Center is next.